they don't need much water, and they don't eat a lot. Like I'm kind.
Just ask for Goose
Daddy,
tonight.
what happened to the
The-
tortoise? He ran away. He ran away. Uh, I had him out of his cage. He just took off out the door. Never saw him again. I guess. I don't know. Had to get you. It's like you can't get another one. What are you gonna get, a baby one again? And that's 20 years gone.
Then you have to find someone who wants to get rid of their tortoise.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting my brother's kid Brooks a tree, like plant a tree, like he's young, plant a tree somewhere, like grows.
What kind of tree?
I have no idea. I haven't. I was
A
gonna.
turtle tree.
I was gonna walk
Regular
into the
tree.
yeah turtle tree. I was gonna walk into the tree store and be like, "Yo, what's good gift tree?"
Get him a good like walnut tree.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. A crab
You know, and when he
apple
gets older,
tree.
he can go and cut that thing down and sell the wood. People like a good walnut wood for stuff. So
That reminds me, on a waiting list for like fucking 16 weeks to get 3 more trees removed.
oh man,
like for
Probably
free.
arborists got to be busy.
You guys are on a waiting list.
Yeah, like I emailed the same company that cut the first 3 down, and they're like, "Oh, we've got like a waiting from like 10 to 16 weeks," and I was like, "God, yes, it'll be done before walnuts get here," and now
Yeah.
walnuts are here, and yeah, still haven't gotten knock on email.
You just need to call them and say, "My tree is actively falling on my house as I'm calling. Please hurry." It's like 911.
One of the trees we are worried, like I'm definitely worried about. Half of it's dead, and the base of it is kind of rotted. So I'm like, that one's for sure gonna fucking fall down. The other 2 are just up against the fence, and they're pretty small, so they were cheaper to do.
Alrighty. Jared gonna make it?
At 8
No, I'm-
o'clock.
Yeah.
He, just texted, he said he didn't realize it was Tuesday, even though we texted all day about it.
He doesn't check his phone. It's okay. We can get started though. Not to worry.
We'll just assume Tyrell wasn't gonna say anything for the first half.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that's gonna go on, and it's potential that I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. I don't think ultimately he's gonna miss. I mean, he's gonna miss something, but it's not gonna be super essential to the story. But then again,
It is.
You never
This
know.
damn Goose
You never know.
versus the Tundraka here.
Right.
It seemed essential.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be very upset if we push him into the ring when he's not here.
I was almost thinking Soul was about to fight. We were gonna see Sailor Sun again.
Yeah. I mean, maybe watch the fight before anybody considers stepping in the ring.
This Goose is gonna be a fucking kamikaze.
I wish we had a barbarian in the group because they would have to fight it. It's just game over. They have to do it.
I was gonna ask a question related to how old do you think your characters would live if there were no natural predators, but I think it's more appropriate to ask what would be something in a ring that you would not step in against. Like if there was, just like this situation, go into the bottom of the ship, there's a ring and you are supposed to fight something. What is the one thing in the opposite corner that you'd be like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to fight it. Sorry. Like, not happening.
I mean, I fought a dragon. I mean,
Right. So
Really?
what is the one thing then? I mean, if you were willing to fight a dragon, is there even anything that you wouldn't go up against?
His is the truth.
It doesn't have to be physical or tangible.
It would be another blip do pull up.
But I mean,
I
whoever.
feel like they have to fight at that point. Who's the real one?
Yeah.
I've met all the Blibdo pull-ups.
Yeah. I mean, met or had like a brief interaction with.
Met them. I have a much better understanding of what I am now.
You went down the line and shook each one of their hands. And you...
From your Kuatoa's like lineage, maybe there's a different nation's Kuatoa that has a
No.
different.
No.
That's when the Fire Nation attacked. But whoever wants to go first. What's something you wouldn't fight against? Or if that's too obvious of an answer or not a good enough one, we can go with the natural predator. How long do you think you would last, kind of thing. So I mean, I'll just leave it up to you. You can answer whichever one you want.
Well, I probably wouldn't fight another Tendraka unless unless there was an order of the clan to fight them. So
Gotcha.
no.
It's like a mutual respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like dragon-sized spider, Ranger Steve.
Dragon-sized spider, huh? What about a spider-sized dragon?
I'd stomp the shit out of that.
That would be super cool to have in your hand. I always thought that, like from Harry Potter, when they got like the little miniatures, I'm like, that's the coolest thing in the world.
Be easier to kill than a regular spider.
I'm like, why doesn't everyone have them? That's so cool.
Because I imagine they are the equivalent of Tamagotchi pets. They probably just put them in a drawer somewhere and they die of starvation. And you're like, oh man, it died. I forgot about it. I didn't feed it.
That would be another good scene for our series of Harry Potter quests there.
In the 6th movie, they put another one in the nut machine outside. Like people can get like roasted nuts.
Oh yeah.
And it was breathing fire on the nuts to make them roasted. So they did make a return.
Yeah, or did Harry just give his dragon to Fred and George because Harry is scared of holding on to things, so he just lets everything go?
That's deep.
I don't know.
No, he definitely holds onto that shard of mirror and never uses it. So
Fair point. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm surprised they didn't do a better job of realizing how big of an asshole he was after he realized he could have been hanging out and talking to Sirius for like 2 books.
Yeah, those would have been amazing chapters to have too.
Yeah.
Not to go deeper into this rabbit hole, but like,
Oh, no, we're already here.
Yeah.
So...
slavery is a pretty common and acceptable practice in the wizarding world, huh? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
they get house elves, man.
That's true, and even like good families like the Weasleys are not like against it. They just wish they had enough money to afford them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just too poor to have a slave.
and
I mean,
It's not that they find it to be bad. They're just like, oh darn, I wish we weren't poor.
by
and the
extension,
justification is that they like it.
yeah, by extension
like it,
too. Like the reason it came up to me is that little tiny dragon roasting the nuts. Like, you have spells that can do so much more, yet you choose to enslave this tiny little dragon to roast your nuts. Like,
That's why I assumed it was something that was transfigured to do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
bewitched
is
to
it
do
a real
it.
tiny dragon or just
Yeah.
a transfigured one?
It's probably just a Bic lighter that they bewitched to do this the whole time. So
Yeah, I mean, who's to say it actually has a conscience?
I don't know.
just like Black
We
Mirror.
ever asked it.
There's too many people talking. I didn't hear what any of you said.
It wasn't important.
Yeah, no. I think the what I would battle would be my own split self.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Actual have real conversations that'll be horrific and horrible. Because only one of them was there when they were cast out from the moon.
Was that Sailor Sun that was only there?
It was. So Soul just has to accept it from like secondhand of her own hand.
Do you ever feel like
Eventually, the group is gonna need some evidence to your stories. It's so far-fetched, and you're just not taking it completely with it, like, okay, yeah, that seems normal. Like,
reality, or just someone with a head injury? You're just like,
like, I don't remember anything I did. I'm like, that's super weird.
yeah.
Hey, listen, this group has walked around with a gnome praising a god he didn't really know, someone claiming to be a god, a ranger from a distant land, and somebody with a magic rope. We'll accept anybody.
Sailor Sun is actually a spy sent by Billy before he faked his own death.
Oh,
To really
dang.
just fuck with you guys.
Oh.
I think Jared needs to multi-class into a fighter, and he just needs to adopt Wonder Woman. I mean, he's got the rope. He can actually start doing a little bit of battling. Be a
I
little
mean-
more well.
I mean, I think I agree with this. He's got the rope of truth. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of you are capable of Zone of Truth spell. So
I am not capable of that.
maybe good for the group, but could be useless. I don't know.
It's a trap.
Let's put the zone of truth on this goose. See what he knows, because this goose is cooked.
So I think that's. I mean, Josh, did you have an answer? Your answer was not, like there's nothing you wouldn't step in the ring against.
Depends on how late into the evening it is.
What if it was Hewick?
Like evil Hewick.
No, regular Hewick. Would you, if Hewick's in the ring and you came down and you had to fight him, would you do it?
Yeah, that'd be right. Hewick, kill yourself.
I mean, you could tell him to just get out of the ring. Or...
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I did not get...
No.
Hewick, give up. Like, yeah. I guess that would be an easier way of doing it.
That's not where your mind went. That's not a good sign of leadership.
You think about that afterwards. Just oh crap. Well, next in line.
Hey, you have someone else named like Tuick or something? Didn't you name someone else really similarly?
Iyek.
That's what it was.
That's the one who's in town currently.
Yeah, I thought I heard him say it, and I was like, "What? That sounds so similar."
I liked Will's perception of it, that you pointed to somebody, and that wasn't their name, but since you said it and you looked at them, that became their name now.
Well, I mean, that's Blib Pulip spoke it. Now it is the truth.
He's pointing at me. Am I Hewick now?
Yeah.
You're Hewick now. Get out there.
Your first chance encounter with Hewick was rather interesting, especially since he was just supposed to be a throwaway character to play float ball with you guys, but he became so much more.
And all this.
Now it's too much. Well, with everybody's fun facts out of the way,
did we really ever answer it?
You didn't. I mean, everybody else did. You just said there was nothing you wouldn't fight. You would fight literally anything.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't believe that. I just can't think of anything yet that I wouldn't fight. Maybe my father. I think, but then again, like I think I might want to fight my father. I have mixed feelings on that.
Would you even recognize your father at this point?
I don't know. Why do you have to bring that up?
He wouldn't even recognize you, so he might just fight you.
Just asking.
He would know who I am.
How do you know he wouldn't just pass you on the street and be like, "Oh shit"? Like
no, he would look at you and be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then pass you. It'd be a white girth in the street, probably.
I don't talk about this anymore.
He said, my baby boy, look how much you've blossomed into a wonderful crab woman.
And that's when his dad got the idea for Red Lobster.
Blue Lobster is what they'll call it.
He already had the cheese garlic rolls recipe. He just needed the rest of the equation, and Blue Lobster was the answer.
Yeah, I just needed the perfect place to sell these delicious. In fact, I'm not even gonna sell them. I'm going to give them away for free when they first get there.
Unlimited.
Christian, is your voice coming through on chat?
I believe so. Yeah, it's reading on OBS Studio, so I think it would read on YouTube. But if somebody wants to check on the stream before we get started, that'd be great. Because last two sessions ran into a little technical difficulty. Updated drivers.
All right, I'm gonna get out of this.
Okay, yeah, but I updated my drivers and things and reset some audio settings, and the last two episodes don't have my voice in it, so it's just a lot of long pauses, and then you guys like chuckling or laughing, and then more long pauses.
You're good, Christian. I could hear you.
Okay.
I could hear you on this. So.
Someone's gonna be listening to that like completely stoned, and they're just not gonna.
Hey, Christian had like 50 views on one of his videos.
Oh yeah, I got us some subscribers over the last couple days streaming Halo Infinite test flight or whatever. So
How you got views on. Oh, because they were watching you
yeah.
play.
I got us subscribers and views, but I got we jumped from 7 subscribers to 20 subscribers, so now the channel has 20 subscribers.
Damn.
Getting close
Yeah.
to that Google
When do
button.
we
That Google button.
When do we
He's
start?
using the XP as his platform. I see what you're doing.
Exactly. The XP is the umbrella in which all this will be under. So I'll have to come up with clever names for all of these things, but I also have another
like it.
friends group that want to do a D&D session, so I may be running 2 D&D sessions.
Traitor.
And then I will have absolutely no free time left in my life.
That's okay.
But yeah,
But I mean, you had to spend your life doing something.
exactly. And I do like this.
Fun fact: if you had to spend your life doing
Yeah.
something,
Do I need to include myself in the fun facts every day now?
absolutely.
All right.
Christian, is this your way of telling us that you're slowly leaving this D&D group to go be in a different one?
But that's what I
No.
low key.
No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I have too much invested in this, and I just built this enormous city with all these quests and everything. I'm not gonna bow
You're right.
out
We
now.
meet them and they kill us, so you still get this world.
That would be
Which is-
interesting. Initially, they wanted to join this one, but I was like, we're kind of tapped out at max right now. I was like, that's if somebody.
It's a lot of players to manage.
Right. If somebody drops, maybe, but I was like, everybody already feels like they wait too long in their turn. I can't add more to that equation.
You don't want to do a Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead kind of crossover?
Whoa, dude, we could have a crossover. one.
Believe me, my whole plan is to start them on the other side of the continent, so there is a potential that you guys would like cross paths.
Hey, here's what I want, Christian. Then I want a T-shirt then of like Marvel Civil War of our group on one side and them on the other.
I have to
That's
get
what
a.
I mean.
I have to get around to actually illustrating all your characters. When we first started, I drew 2, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not sure I like the style that I chose. So then I just didn't illustrate the rest of them, and now I haven't illustrated anyone because.
It's okay. I got Easter drawn for you. You can already use
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And you guys' appearance changes so much. I mean, it's hard sometimes. You're the main reason I didn't continue drawing.
What you mean?
But
Alrighty.
yes, without further ado, we can get started. So where we left off last time is you guys were just about to witness a bout go down. You had gone to the Rat's Nest, which is the speakeasy that happens to move around all the different ships in the harbor. You guys found your way on. You met up with Andy Ravage's kobold Cole, and he was, at first a little reluctant to give you the time of day, but then you guys let him know the fate of Andy and kind of talked him down a bit, and he doesn't harbor those feelings of anger towards you anymore. He kind of earned his loyalty, his trust, and had a little fairy who was willing to take you to the ship. You guys figured out the riddle. The eyes have it. Three-eyed raven ship had the most amount of eyes. But you guys just didn't even have to figure out the riddle because you just paid a guy 75 gold pieces. So he made out pretty good. But you guys got your information a lot faster than you probably would have, and maybe avoided some trouble going ship to ship like that. But now you're in the deck or the under the stows of the ship. I don't know what sailor terms.
Belly of the beast.
Yes. You're in the belly of the beast, which has been sort of transformed into a bar. Crates and things pushed around, be tables, barrels for chairs. Free-flowing alcohol is here. There's a fight in the back. You already encountered the swearing sprites that you know from the town of Chode. And in the very back, beyond the ring of the Goose and the dragonborn that are about to fight in front of you, you see the captain of the Blue Suns. So you know you can cross 2 of your eyewitness testimony, people, your witnesses, off your list and sort of figure out where they stand and their perspective on your case. If it's good, bad, how they may speak out against you in the trial or speak for you. But when we left off, the goose was mid-air, headed towards the dragonborn. So I can sort of read the play out, how this is going to go down. And some of you guys placed some bets. I believe the bets were against the dragonborn. Most of them were for the goose.
Mine was for feathers.
The feathers, yes. Yes, I do recall feathers hitting the ground.
I didn't think we got to make our bets yet.
Do you have a bet to make before?
Yeah, no, never mind. I don't want to bet.
Okay.
That was really.
I put down 1 gold in solidarity of the dragonborn.
I was really indecisive.
I mean, you're it's not out of the question. You're welcome to place a bet if you want.
No, I'm good. I just want to watch.
Okay. So, forgive me for not moving the pieces, but it's not going to be nearly.
Can you go live?
Oh yeah, that would probably help you guys immensely, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't even see the pieces, so
honestly, you're gonna have to visualize it anyways. But yes.
You didn't program a scene?
No, I
for us
didn't
to
animate.
code?
I just took the time to write it down. I know. So lame. So lame.
This is the kind of free labor.
Well, you can tell me if it's good or bad by the end of this, because I've never really written a fight scene before, but it got kind of lengthy. So, as the goose spreads its wings and charges headfirst into the dragonborn, a horrible hissing noise resonates from within the goose's throat that sends chills down the spine. The dragonborn brings up the battle axe around its back and prepares for a vicious overhead swing. Before the dragonborn can complete its swing, the goose hits the warrior full in the face. The dragonborn helmet is flung to the ground, but expertly continues his swing around in a low, sweeping sort of motion, anticipating where the goose is going to land behind him. The crowd's eyes enlarge as they can see the axe is going to connect with the goose's neck, but without even looking, as soon as the geese's feet touches the ground, it bends its neck backwards until it touches its tail, effectively dodging the blow like Neo. The battle axe lodges in the wooden planks of the ship as the goose turns to run up the axe. Deftly scaling the axe, the dragonborn is left no option but to release the axe and roll backwards to avoid another attack to the face. The goose vaults off the haft of the axe and goes into a nosedive, adjusting to the dragonborn's roll. Already completing his roll, the dragonborn lashes its arms forward as fast as lightning to grab the goose's neck. A loud squonk is heard as the dragonborn now has the goose's neck clasped firmly within his claws. More horrible hissing comes from the goose as it frantically beats the air with its wings. A single feather falls from the goose and swings back and forth on its way to the ground. The dragonborn, realizing that the choking the goose will not be enough, makes his way over to the axe lodged in the deck of the ship. The dragonborn kneels down and slides his claws in opposite directions on the goose's neck to create a gap. He then bends down, places the exposed goose neck on the edge of the blade, and begins to press down. The goose's neck bends over the axe as more ear-splitting hisses escape the goose's beak. Despite the distress this caused, it appears as if the axe were dull as a wooden axe, just completely ineffective to the goose. Perplexed by this, the dragonborn lifts the goose off the axe to reveal there isn't even a scratch. I lost my place. Isn't even a scratch.
Popcorn Ian.
The dragonborn flings the goose across the ring in frustration. As the goose hurls towards the crowd, it suddenly, foomp, expands its wings. Using the momentum to expertly glide in a half circle back around the square ring towards the dragonborn. A shocked look of befuddlement on the dragonborn's face is all that can be seen before being met full on by the momentum of the goose directly on his snout. The momentum is enough to topple the dragonborn as he stumbles back, waving his arms at the flurry of blows dealt by the goose. The ground rushes up to meet the dragonborn as he falls on his back. A collective gasp from the crowd, and then silence. The goose is now perched on the dragonborn's chest, with its wings obstructing the head and torso. Its wings slowly rise to reveal that the dragonborn has fallen backwards onto his own battle axe. Propped in a slightly upright position, blood can be seen starting to pool around the base of the dragonborn. A long honk begins to shriek out of the goose, starting low and transcending into a sound like a man's scream being sucked out of his lungs in reverse. The goose's head bends downwards as its eyes start to glow a bright ruby red. The burning red eyes lock onto the dragonborn, who is helpless to its gaze. The dragonborn's snout opens as a maddening cacophony of every pain the dragonborn has ever experienced is expunged into the air. A thin, silver, swirling cloud wisps through the air and begins to funnel into the bright ruby red eye of the goose. Looking closer, the crowd realizes that the dragonborn beneath the goose is being unraveled into the swirling silver cloud. As soon as the last of the silver thread is taken into the eye of the goose, not even the axe or the blood that had pooled on the floor is left. A disturbing quiet fills the cabin as the patrons try to comprehend what they just witnessed. The goose returns to its corner of the ring and calmly shimmies to squat on its pillow. Chatter begins to fill the room as patrons collect their bounties.
First off, nicely done, Christian.
Thank you.
That went really well.
I'd like to
So-
You'd like to what?
change my answer.
So you're saying there's nothing left in the ring of the Tendraka?
He has absorbed the dragonborn completely. He has like a thread.
His helmet fell out of the ring, right?
Yes. So that's what so not even the pool of blood that was there, the axe, any of his entire existence, his being, has been absorbed into the right red ruby eye of this goose.
Okay. I'd like to pick up the helmet.
The helmet is gone. The helmet was.
Oh, I thought it fell out of the ring. No, so it's just gone. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, even the blood stains, which you would expect to have remained, it's like every part of his person has been absorbed. But yes, the people, while they appear to have not seen that particular thing happen before, do sort of go and collect their coin. The person handing out the bookie or whatever, you can approach him if you want. If you lost your money, obviously there's nothing really to do, but yeah, you feel free to walk around and ask questions now.
I'd like to approach the bookie.
Sure. Let me get
Background music going
get a
on.
little background music. Yeah. Okay.
And he was a dwarf, right?
Yes, he was. Or sorry, the bookie was the gnome. The bookie was this gnome. You
Oh,
were
this
talking to
gnome,
the
okay.
dwarf earlier about things, though.
Yes.
So yes,
Okay.
you go over to the bookie to ask a question.
Yeah.
What can I do
Gnome,
for you?
what was the name of the Tendraka?
I can't say. Not sure.
He didn't give you a name when he signed up?
Nah, I just put him down as dragonborn.
Did he come here with anybody?
Not that I know of. Lots of people come around to fight, though. It's not unusual.
Can I see anything on his list? Like, is his list out? Am I able to observe names on his fighting list?
He's kind of facing you, so I mean, you could sort of peek over his shoulder, but it would be noticeable that you were trying to look at his list. So from your current vantage point,
Okay.
you can't make anything out, but you know, as the few glances that you did get, it looks like it's just a general tracking of people's bets.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna walk back and just back over to an edge or a corner somewhere.
Okay. Make sure he's gone. Okay. But yeah, you sort of melt back into the crowd, and you can see that the captain of the Blue Suns is chuckling and having a good time with some of the more intimidating patrons of the group. The sprites are still flying around, and you can see that the swearing competition is beginning to maybe pick up, but you'll have some opportunities to maybe speak to the captain of Blue Suns if you'd like.
Where did the goose feather land?
The goose feather landed right in the middle of the ring, so just the one goose feather fell to the ground when the dragonborn had it by its neck.
If I enter the ring, does that mean I have to fight?
You don't know. You can definitely ask around if that's the way that it happens around here, but
Can I use my staff to grab the or to pull the
yeah,
goose feather from the ring?
it's well within your staff's distance.
I'd like to do that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check to see just how effectively you kind of scrape this feather out of the arena.
Oh, 20.
All right. Yeah, you have no issue. You even do like a little bit of like a swirl with it to kind of get it up in the air with the wind, and then you very expertly bend your staff to bring the feather right to yourself.
Or I'd like to give Ranger Steve a wink and let him know I'm very good with my staff in this form, but then get quickly embarrassed because I don't mean it sexually.
So
Then I'm
you-
going to hand him the feather.
You have your feather.
Appreciate it. That's the best I've ever seen you use your staff before.
Oh, I didn't know I'd ever used it before.
Yeah, you're pretty terrible at it in battle. So
Oh, well, I'm better with my staff in this form.
chipping away at your other self. Your other self is garbage with the staff.
Well, how you know? Maybe in close combat I can be in this form.
So,
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna walk over to the bookie and hold up the feather and say, "I'm here to collect. One feather dropped."
you made a good bet. Here is your gold. And he sort of hands one hand out to ask for the feather, and he has your prize money in the other.
I didn't say you could keep the feather. I'm gonna hold on to the feather as my prize money.
Oh, well, what would you do with the feather? Seems like a
For me to
simple
know.
exchange of a token for your prize money.
No, it seems like a pretty simple exchange for my prize money for placing a bet with you.
Well, I can't argue, but very well. Here's your gold.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. He sort of turns his back to you. He's not happy. He realized he maybe should have been a little bit more specific.
Alright, I want to head towards the bar, but you can let
Sure.
other people do what they need to.
You're at the bar, or what constitutes the bar. Just a bunch of barrels and one guy.
Is there a pixie nearby at the bar as well?
There is.
Can I ask him if I can buy him a drink?
So they all kind of have their back to you, over to like the crates here. So you'd have to get their attention, or you could just buy them a drink and present it to them.
Oi, tiny fuck.
What the hell? Who said that? As one of the sprites kind of turns around to meet your gaze.
How's it going?
Are
Can I
you
buy
the
a drink?
spoon-eared normie that dared to swear at me?
Trying to get your attention. I know you guys are pretty renowned for your swearing.
Hell yeah, we are.
I'd like to buy you a drink if you take it.
Nah, I'm not really in the fashion of taking drinks from suckling swines like yourself, but I'm also not one to turn down a drink. Hit me with your best shot.
Hey, barkeep, can you get this tiny fairy fuck a drink?
Oh, alliteration, I'm so scared. The pink skin actually has a tongue on him. Well,
What are you gonna have?
where's my drink? I said a shot. Your best shot.
barkeep. Give me your best shot.
So he just hands you the same mugs that he's pouring of everything else. It's just whatever barrel is open, just some good old grog. So he hands you 2 glasses, and he says it's 5 apiece.
I can slide him 5.
Just 5, not 5 apiece?
Yeah, I'm just buying him a drink right now.
Oh, okay, sure. He sort of nods and goes back to his business. So the sprite turns around and says, "You can set it on the table over there." Because it is as big as the sprite, if not bigger. So they kind of invite you over to the table where there's a good number of sprites, and they're all a little hesitant to see you, but you bought one of their friends a drink, so you set the drink down on the table, and the sprite to your left sort of says, "All right, boys, dig in." And they all kind of come over and pull out these tiny little straws and start taking hits off of the grog. "All right, Bigfoot, you earned our company. Say what you gotta say and then split."
I'm not gonna pretend that I can beat you guys in a game of wits and bad words, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of apologize and for what happened back in Chode.
That shithole of a town? Yeah, we had it good there, but we can make our living anywhere. Honestly, what a stupid name for a town anyways. Deserve to drown if you ask me. Bunch of milk drinkers over there.
Well, I know you guys had to, move anyways and travel, so I just want you to know that it wasn't us that did that. We kind of got hoodwinked by that Jaspier guy. So just, we're trying to make amends with some of the people that we might have wronged and trying to get a better look for ourselves.
What do you have against Jaspier?
He sort of tricked us into the reason he wanted to blow up the Giant's bones.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so stupid.
I mean, I totally agree. We were pretty fucking dumb back then.
Well, I guess I can't blame you for being honest. But yeah, Jaspier, we know the guy. He's not so bad. The whole eco-terrorism thing is kind of a farce. But whatever. We're on his side if you must know.
Have you seen him since the Giant's bones went down?
Nah, he split town once the bones fell. He knew they'd be hot on his case. We don't know where he's at, but we hope he's doing all right.
Well, hopefully someday I can meet back up with him and maybe get his side of the story a little more.
Sure, whatever floats your boat. So why'd you buy us a drink again? It seems like you're trying to, I don't know, get on our good side.
Hey, I just saw a friendly face that I recognize in this new town of this area. Never been here before. We caught in some trouble. All these fucking policemen attacked us. That big old guy over there totally tricked us. I guess we're pretty easy to trick. But I saw a friendly face and thought I'd buy you guys a drink.
We appreciate it. And yeah, watch out for those fucking pigs. They're all over this city. Like some sort of rats or something. But I heard, there's some sort of big trial that's going down or something. They're trying a bunch of these, criminals. Like notorious enemies of Nikanthes and Morningstar as a whole. Honestly, I can't wait till those toe sniffers dance the little dance at the end of the rope. I always love a good hanging.
I can tell you right now, they're innocent.
Why you say that? You know him?
Because you're talking one right now, you little fuck.
Oh, so that's why you got us the drink. It's all starting to come together now. So you want us to speak on your behalf if we get called and we're not showing up to that shit? Are you kidding me? There's so many of us, they couldn't begin to hope to catch all of us. Sure as shit not gonna show up to that boring snooze fest of a trial. All I want to see you do is hang from that rope and do the little dance for us. You'll see us we'll be off in the distance. We'll be giving you a big old wave. So yeah, nothing to be afraid of us for. We're not going to be at the trial to speak against you. Not that we'd have anything nice to say or anything mean to say. Aside from you suck at communicating.
I can see when I lose a battle, so.
Swearing is a higher form of communication. Join the rest of the civilized society, why don't you?
Alright, well, I look forward to you guys competing in the swearing contest.
Well, thank you. I don't think you mean it. Well, don't just stand there. Goodbye.
I'm just gonna walk away. I didn't plan that ahead of time, so. Otherwise, I probably would have wrote down a bunch of funny words to say.
So you sort of rejoin the group, and you did get some valuable information out of them. But as much as a threat as they seem, they don't seem any more of a threat than they've always been, which is just hollow threats and words for the most part. But yeah, it seems like maybe another fight is about to go down, or the swearing contest. But the captain of the Blue Suns sort of steps up and to the edge of the ring and says, "Who is gonna fight my Goose?"
What happened to his auto tune?
I'm not gonna do that. It's too much to juggle. You're gonna have to deal with my just singing. But yes, he does seem less magical in this setting. Maybe it's just that he's not on his boat with the proper acoustics, but here in the bottom, it's total garbage audio quality. And
What do you think, boys? Any of y'all gonna fight that Goose?
no one from the crowd seems to be stepping up either. He says, "Ooh, you bitches." Still nobody. All right. So nobody from the crowd steps up either. The Goose is a more terrifying, formidable opponent than most gave it credit for. But you hear a shrill shriek from the other side of the tavern, and one of the sprites says, "Let the swearing competition begin! I nominate myself, Spit the Sprite. Who is willing to challenge me?" I put down 50 gold pieces for any man or creature that can best me. Look at the bunch of cowards.
I'm gonna light up a cigar and see who steps up to play. If anybody does.
So you hear from the even farther back reaches of the sort of bar, the bard stops playing long enough to say something along the lines of it's not even worth his time, that it's beneath him to perform such a beating on someone. He says his skills are far exceeding the own of anyone in the bar, but wouldn't waste coin on such a bet. But if no one steps up, no one steps up. And the fairies say, "Well, fine. If no one will step up, we'll just drink our drinks. If any of you liver-lilied sons of bitches ever wanna grow a sack of balls and come and talk to us, then that'd be great. I could use a little coin in my pouch." So looking at the bar and everything, the only person you have left to kind of converse with is the captain of the Blue Suns. He is surrounded by, two rather menacing, one sort of half orc and one what appears to be a druid of some kind, a drow. But both massive individuals, at least 3 heads taller than the captain of the Blue Suns himself. This is the captain of the Blue Suns, by the way.
Is it weird to anyone else that we're on trial and the captain of the Blue Suns, who specializes in trafficking humans and other humanoids, is just here having a good time?
Wait, since we have a detective with us?
Yeah.
Probably not a nobody about it. This is
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if we've been on their radar for the things that Billy Banger did, and this guy's just got a goose that annihilates people's entire existence and all kinds of, and he's not even like, I'm just saying, corrupt city, corrupt court, corrupt.
eggs.
You get the sense that he operates a little bit more in the shadows than you guys did. He didn't erect a giant statue in his image in a burned section of the city.
I never erected a statue of anything.
Did he announce the name of his group every time he met somebody?
No, I don't think he did. I think, in fact, a lot of
we were
his...
notorious for doing that.
Yeah, I think a lot of his sailors, in fact, hide their tattoos for the most part when in public, but I don't know.
We were all proud zoo warriors. Isn't that right, guys?
I mean, that's fine. You're still just bad detective work and corruptness. Is all you can come up with whatever you want.
Plus, I mean, he's just a various.
If a group of amateurs were able to stumble on and realize that there's these guys walking around with tattoos and people going missing, and I mean, I'm just saying, if some amateurs can figure that out.
Well,
Amateurs didn't figure it out until way late in the game. In fact, even after you left the the frog spear. So I mean, you did figure it out, but
I did convince a group of terrorists to come back with me to the city, so I did pretty good there.
Pig.
That's because you didn't know what the point was either. So
Yeah, it's easy.
Hey, we're not counting.
Billy's not here.
Counting hairs here.
Yeah, you can tell the revelries here are gonna go until the wee hours of the morning. So you got plenty of time to talk to them, or walk around, whatever.
Can I want to walk around and ask someone about the succubus. I want to try to figure out some more information on the succubus.
Okay. Who do you want to ask?
I can't. Oh, there I am. That's why I couldn't see me.
You're right here.
I've got. Yeah. I got a different character. I forgot. I don't know. Somebody who's like not in the middle. Yeah, scroll me around back there.
Back in this area?
Yeah, that man right there by the barrels. Is that
one?
The barkeeper?
Oh, the barkeep? Yeah, you can ask the barkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you walk up to the barkeep and he goes, "Hey, what can I do for you?"
I was trying to gather some information on this succubus that seems to be known about these parts. You know anything of that?
Maybe for the price of a drink, I could loose some lips.
Well, I think you could pour me two of them.
All right, that'll be 10 gold. Man appreciates your thirst, and I'll share my knowledge with you.
I don't even have the papers out. Yeah, 10 gold.
That's real reassuring.
Well, I mean, I can cover 10 gold.
I'm just saying, 10 gold chips away at a little bit at a time, so just make sure you subtract it from your amount. That's fine. Well, shoot your shot. What do you want to know about the succubus?
I talked to a guard, and he was saying that she's become pretty picky on her clientele.
Exclusive, for sure.
Thank you. Exclusive was the word I was looking for.
Have you heard the bounty that Queen Lampranthus has out on her?
No. What?
Whoa.
Tell me about. Tell me about this.
10,000 gold pieces for anybody who can bring her the succubus alive.
What she got against the succubus?
Wow, you don't know? She's been trying to betroth just about anybody in the town, but nobody will take her. Because she's not willing to give up her last name. She's a prideful old ice queen, but I have respect for her. But word on the street is, she wants to punish this succubus herself for taking away all of her potential husbands.
So, what? I mean, this is. So no one. Why is her last name so important? Why is everybody wanting her name? Or don't. Why won't she give up her name?
It's a matter of pride, on both sides, hers and her betrothed, potential betrothed.
I see. And she believes that since everybody's just out here getting it from the succubus, that she's got no leverage over it.
Exactly. What can you offer someone except your maidenhead? But compared to a succubus, your maidenhead's nothing, and she's not getting younger.
Why would you call her the Ice Queen?
That's the jest. She's a cold-hearted bitch. She's the Ice Queen. Queen Lillian Lampranthus. Do you know the Lampranthus flower?
No.
They grow in the winter. That's why she has the name Ice Queen.
Because her name matches the flower?
That is correct. There's a big botanical history here in Acanthes. We have a strong history of plant-based medicines.
So did her family figure anything out with this flower, or is it just happens?
Just the flower of her family sigil.
Okay.
You'll notice
Correct.
most of the nobility here are named after flowers.
Aha. Because of the... Yeah.
Botanical nature of Acanthes.
Yeah.
Acanthes being a flower itself.
Why? How would... Back to the succubus, though. If somebody was wanting to, visit this succubus, how would they go about intriguing such a...
This is my favorite part. It's the magic part. So the succubus has been known to mysteriously visit bedchambers, and you had to perform a summoning ritual. It's a pretty closely guarded secret, but you buy around for your friends, I might tell you about it.
Have you performed this ritual?
Been thinking about it. Been saving up.
Yeah. Saving up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll tell you more. You buy around for your friends.
Well, I mean, I understand. Exclusive clientele. You can't.
Everything comes at a cost.
Yeah, I get that. Everything does. Yeah, I'll buy a round of drinks. What's a...
How many friends you got?
2.
Just 2? I saw you walk in with more than that. Don't try to swindle me.
You said friends.
Oh, there's some drama in the group.
I mean, it's...
How about we change that to your current party?
I feel you. Yeah.
I count 5 of you.
Yeah.
Alright, 5 drinks. 25 coin.
Go.
Well, thank you. Alright, between you and me, let's keep this on the low. Your friends don't need to know necessarily.
Hey, are the Kuatoa back with me?
Not on the ship. No, they didn't come with you. You remember you sent them all on those errands?
Yeah.
I mean, you received the letter that you got.
Yeah.
You sent out a letter, you received one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if they were back with me, if they brought me the letter. But don't worry about it.
Okay.
I guess you gonna have your barmaids deliver my buddies their drinks?
I don't have any barmaids, but you can tell them to come over here and get it. I'll set them on the table in front of us.
Well, that's fine. But
the dragon guy, I don't want him to have one. I'm gonna take this drink. He can't have one.
Two for you, fine for me.
That sounds good.
You calling your friends over then, or we gonna talk first in private?
We need to. I would rather talk in private before I'll let them know.
Alright. So the whole cost of this summoning ritual, it is a bit pricey. Not just in gold, but some in ingredients and things, right? So, the summoning ritual consists of a ring of flowers containing gold, wine, bread, and blood of the willing participant.
Whoa, so we got ring of flowers, gold, blood?
Gold, blood of the willing participant, and wine and bread. Supposedly, the larger quantities of these ingredients, the higher chances of success. Circle of flowers and offerings must be placed in the room where you want the succubus to arrive. And that's it. You do it late at night, supposedly. And if it's deemed worthy of the succubus, she will arrive. Not the same night, but the night after. So what I recommend doing, especially if you need to be discreet, is doing in your little flower circle underneath your bed. Not everybody's gonna be looking under there. And it buys you a little bit of time.
That makes sense. Man, I appreciate this this knowledge. How I mean, as a bartender, I assume you hear things, but how would a man come about this knowledge, such as yourself?
Bartenders are your best friends. They get all the information from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't willing to sell that information, but I consider myself a businessman.
Yes. Yeah. And smart businessman at that. You make good friends, and then friends tend to pay back.
Well, if you have any secrets for me, I'd be much appreciated.
I know no secret. I don't know.
Everybody knows some secret, but think on it. If you ever need to know anything, come to me. We can trade secrets.
All right. That is well received, my friend. Well received.
I won't always be on this ship. We do hop around quite a bit. How is the grog?
I'm too deep. I'm on my third one now.
That's what I like to hear.
Pretty good, my friend. Pretty good.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
I gather up the 4 drinks. I'm gonna head back.
All right.
To, everyone.
So yeah, at this time, everybody's kind of found a seat around one of the nearest tables.
I'm gonna give Tyrell and Ranger their drink, and Taylor's son, and
Sure thing.
who else?
Ranger Steve is just on the chair. There we go. Perched on the chair. Yeah, there's no sit
That
animations.
is just so sweet that you think of me as a friend already. I'm just so touched. And I think we can all grow closer.
Oh, is Johnny with us?
Johnny? Joni?
Joni, sorry, not Johnny.
Andy Ravage's kobold stayed behind on the raft, and Joni, you guys left in the park.
No, we sent him to the inn to get a meal and a bed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
He is there.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Tug. Saw you over there for a while. Did you talk to the barkeep about anything?
Yeah, just trying to gather up information about this town and a little bit more on the succubus and the drama going on between the royals. Man, these royals around here, they're I don't know, the royals. They act like royals.
Oh, yeah, we know so much more about the rules now. Appreciate it.
Well, the bartender didn't have anything against us. I wasn't too worried about the trial. I still need to see Blackbeard.
Yeah, Baldbeard the Broken.
No, Blackbeard.
So, you know that some of the people off your list that you have yet to see are not on this this location. So, you're free to go and speak to those people, but Detective Easter, you know that the Golden Blueberry Barkeep is currently at the Hall of Justice along with Baldbeard the Broken. And those are the last people that are in town willing to, I guess, speak. Like, the rest of the people are kind of missing in action. There's no sign of Mr. Pickles or Leonidas or Stalker or Jaspier. You assume Jaspier is going to remain at large and not obviously show up to the trial. But, yeah, the two people you know to be left to interview are at the Hall of Justice on the second floor.
Well, warriors, other than the captain behind us, the only other people are at the Hall of Justice, so why don't you hurry up?
Let us ride. I drank my drink too fast.
So, detective, do you know much about this captain?
I do not know much about this captain of the Blue Suns. Unfortunately, it's not something that I've been called in to look at. I'm not too familiar with the ongoings of, anybody really outside of Nicantes too much. You were the first group that I was asked to go and retrieve, and that's not even my case. That was Detective Tony Perkins, but he had gone missing at the time. So I'm sorry I cannot help you with the captain. I don't know much about him, but there might be information that another detective, if we have an open case file, we can look and see if there's any information. Your lawyer would be able to find that.
Okay, well, I mean, whatever happens after the trial or anything, just gonna let you know whatever they think we've done, that captain has done way worse than us.
What has the captain done?
He was quite involved with our ongoings in Frog Spear and the Trident. So you might not know anything about it, but what tells me if Tony was involved, then I'm assuming unfair play is at large here.
Are you saying you think Detective Tony Perkins has been bribed by this captain?
I can't say anything, but if this much is going on against us for what we've done, and this dude is sitting here at this party outside your city limits, and
what would you accuse him of?
Human trafficking, gambling.
I would say the human trafficking is a big portion of it. But hey, we'll talk about it some other place. There's some prying eyes and some large ears flying around everywhere, right? You fucking tiny fairy fucks.
I'm not even gonna deem that with the response.
Detective
Well,
Easter,
then
you know that human trafficking and slavery is tolerated here in Morningstar.
Oh God.
Bullshit, man. I'm fucking leaving.
Oh God. I feel so dirty now.
He actually has a
Well,
huge
the laws of Nicantes, I have no influence. I am only meant to enforce the laws. I don't agree with all of them.
Oh,
And
God,
for the
man.
fact I don't agree with quite all the charges that come against you, it seems like it's quite a lot. There are some serious ones, but the other ones seem unprovable and silly to bring up. I really wonder the vendetta that Detective Perkins might have against you.
So slavery is legal in Millings.
So not every city, but it is a tolerated thing. It is something that is seen as a commonplace.
Government is
ridiculous.
Well, I agree on this
Being
case.
charged for fucking battery, but we can enslave people. Hey, look, okay, Tug, we're starting a giant fucking slavery trade in my canton
Where
tomorrow.
So Detective
Where,
Easter, you know, you also know that while slavery is not forced upon people, it is something that people can willingly go into servitude. Slavery is something seen as something that people like, not necessarily a noble act, but it is something that someone who doesn't have anything to live for, like they are poor, they have no life, they offer themselves as a slave to increase their station, essentially to have a home, have a shelter, have food, you know, things like that. So it is not something that is okay in the context of what you have seen the Blue Suns doing, but is acceptable in the terms of how society has integrated it.
So what you're saying is indentured servitude is okay,
Yes.
but somebody taking somebody else as a slave is not okay.
Against their will is very different. Yes, it is seen in a very different light.
yeah, but you know,
Okay.
against their
Gotcha.
will is.
I that group.
That's
And I'm sure there's some back alley fucking way that this auto-tune motherfucker is convincing everybody to become fucking slaves and sit in cages and shit. So we'll probably lose that battle too. So let's not even bring that back up. All right, Doug, you want to go talk to the captain? Are you gonna be able to hold it down while he talks about beheading Kuotoa and stuff?
I guess.
I'm not very confident in that answer.
I mean, I just found out that slavery's legal, and I don't have one. So,
Wow.
An entire community. You have a massive.
those are followers. That's
You basically have
completely
slaves.
different.
You
That
basically
sounds
have
like
slavery.
slavery.
Have
That
one
sort of
thing.
sounds like slavery. Yeah. You have willing followers to follow and do everything, including killing each other at your bidding. That sounds like servitude to me.
You have a great cult.
We're a religion.
Cults can be religious.
Aren't all religious cults?
Yeah, I don't know. Not all.
I will do my best to stay fish in the following conversation.
Okay. Well, just think he's got the fucking demon.
Thanks, Christian. I appreciate you.
He's got the demon duck on his side, so let's not try and.
Yeah, no, I mean, let's keep the demon duck at bay.
It's a goose.
I know.
And
but-
that feather,
Have you not known us yet, Christian? Come on.
I know.
we need to look into that feather, my friend. I think
That's
you're
where I picked
wielding
it up. Yeah.
I think you're wielding great power.
Challenge him to the honky pokey.
Well, if you guys are wanting to bring charges on somebody, I can introduce you to the clerk, and we can get the proper paperwork.
Apparently, we have no charges to bring.
I'm thinking a lot of that might come up in the trial. So.
You don't have to talk to him either. I mean, it.
I think if he recognizes us, I think we're opening up a can of worms.
The only members of your party that he spoke with last time was Leonidas and Billy. So,
Right. Yeah.
he doesn't know any of you.
And you don't resemble a Kuotoa well enough. I don't think that he would just decide to chop your head off right away. So.
Yeah, I know your token is a Kuotoa, but you are very much still Blibdupulip.
Unless he just knows what a Blibdupulip looks like, then.
There
He probably
may
would've-
have been a giant statue erected before he left. Who knows?
But I mean, you've been standing right here this whole time, so I think they would have done something maybe. Or not. I can go talk to Malone if you don't think you can handle it. All right. I'll go talk to the captain. if I can. I mean,
Pleading the fifth. Yeah, so
thanks.
it's pretty commonplace for people just to step over the crates and walk on the tables here, so you do exactly that. And, you know, you kind of are going to have to shimmy around people to get to him. Like I said, there's definitely guards on either side of him, the half-orc and the drow. But you can choose to go left or right. Left is the bookie and the dwarf you've spoken to before, and to the right seems like a cavalcade of a tiefling. Why can't I not recall what these guys are? I forget, but whatever. It's the same. No, it's the same crow bird thing that you've encountered before.
Right. I'm gonna go that way.
It escapes mine. To the right.
Yep.
Okay.
As I'm passing each one, I wanna just compliment them. Just each single one of them.
Sure. What's your compliment for the first lady? She's a half elf.
Damn girl.
She turns around
beautiful hair.
like she is either half going to smack you, but also has some admiration. And then
you smell like elderberries. Oh, my favorite.
Is that to the first one again, or is this to the tiefling?
That was the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm to the tiefling. Like, oh damn! Look at them horns.
She sort of like pricks her horns and looks at you puzzlingly, like, yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're beautiful. I mean, I usually see them in more of a deep blue. Oh, and that purple. Mm.
She just sort of nods her head slowly and turns to her friend. Like, you can't see the face she's looking, but she's just like, who is this guy?
Continue down. Like, holy crap, that's the biggest beak I have ever seen.
He sort of nods his head like a point of pride, like you're definitely stroking his ego with that comment.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of your friends before. I mean, my goodness, that beak.
So he sort of suddenly like approaches you kind of seductively, like you're propositioning him, and he's all about it.
I want to lean in real close
And
be like,
yeah.
These compliments aren't actually from me. You know, my buddy over there, he's pretty nervous to talk to you. I kind of wanted to break the ice a little bit.
He's sort of greatly interested as to who you're going to point at.
It's the cloaked dragonborn over there. You know, he seems pretty intimidating.
He doesn't even wait to hear what you have to say. He starts his way around the corner.
I have already been smiling and waving because I'm drunk.
And as soon as he turns, I'm just on to the next one.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy, look at that fucking beard. Look at that beard, bud.
This guy is.
You gotta wrap it around. I mean.
This guy is so inebriated that he doesn't even seem to comprehend the words that are coming out of your mouth, but he makes sure to show you his cat under his hat.
Yeah, okay. I just want to laugh really loud like he did something awesome and just keep his spirits really high.
He just sort of, in that dazed, drunken stupor, lets you pass by. As soon as you step up,
super serious. Yeah. All emotion drops, and I just get really serious to the next guy.
I was gonna say he has seen you coming this entire way, and he sort of points the sword across and draws a line in the wooden plank, and he just kind of growls at you.
Rawr, back at you, bud. Yeah, I was wondering if I could maybe talk with the captain over here. I heard some good things.
He sort of
got a couple of propositions.
He sort of leans over his shoulder and the captain of the Blue Suns says, Who are you? And what can I do for you? Baby.
I wanted to compliment you on this freaking goose, man.
It's a wonderful goose. It's won me lots of gold. What's up, Josh?
I left you behind.
Oh,
You can come along if you want, but
I'm dealing with a.
you're chopping up pretty bad.
I'd like to wander over, but because I'm drunk, I'd like to do it like I'm doing the robot over there.
Are you going the
Yeah,
left
because
side or are you going the right side like he
I'm
was?
gonna go left side.
Okay. Yeah,
Because I heard singing, I want to start
Well,
on that sweet ass jam.
with all of them moving, I'm gonna move back over to a spot where I can see them all.
Sure. Yeah, so
Hey, what happened to the crow guy?
you turn around. We'll get there. You turn around and you have a good vantage point right where you're at, Detective Easter. You can see everybody
Okay.
in. Yes, you do notice that there is a crow figure making his way to you, but he's not quite there yet.
Gotcha.
But Soul, you make it past the bookie and the dwarf, and you come to a half orc, and he seems to be just as grumbly as the drow on the other side. And he
Cool,
just sort
I'm
of greets you with that.
I'm doing the robot, but I'm gonna be like, you can goose if you want to. You can goose your friends behind. But if you don't goose, we know you don't goose, then you're no goose of mine.
He just
You can
kind of scratches his head, and the captain of the Blue Suns turns around and says, "What a beautiful voice. Is this your friend?" And he sort of gestures Ranger Steve to Soul over there.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is Soul. She's got an amazing voice.
Please join me in my quarters. And the guards kind of step aside for you guys to come in and converse with the captain.
I would be happy to, Captain.
You are an exquisite being. It is a pleasure to meet you.
No, the pleasure's mine. Where did you get this lovely goose?
Oh, secrets I will not tell.
All right.
We've heard a
That's
little
the
bit
end
about
of my
maybe where this
scream.
goose came from.
Loose lips, you say? Who told you these things?
I guess you could say we heard some whispers across the water in the bay.
More like singing.
A man would like to know who speaks these dastardly words.
Well, we were actually looking for this boat, and we heard about this awesome party, but some guy wouldn't give us a whole lot of information, and we had to pay him some gold. Pretty pricey, but he pretty much told us everything about you and your goose. So I don't. You might know him. I don't know. He was over on the boat.
Which
distance
boat
away.
would this be?
I think it had a raven on the front. Maybe that's this one.
That is this boat.
Okay, then it was the one with. I mean, it was pretty dark. They could have been purple sails, maybe blue sail. That's about all I remember. It was on the way to this boat.
Can you describe the look of this man? Did he wear a vest of some kind?
You know what? I think he was wearing a vest.
He immediately snaps at the drow and gives a nod, and the drow goes to leave.
Take my money, that fucking bitch.
And the drow, you see, exit the place.
Oh well, man, yeah. You gonna go congratulate him, or
Do not
Pay him or
concern yourself.
Oh, okay, all right.
What can I do for you?
Well, actually, we were in, back east, or back west, over in the Trident.
Back west.
And, we were walking down the boardwalk, a bunch of boats around, and we heard, someone with a beautiful voice, and it kind of sounded like yours, and we're over here watching this goose dominate that dragonborn, and I just recognized it, so I was just wondering if it was you. Have you been doing some dealings out back that way?
I am but a humble merchant, susceptible to flattery. Your compliment is very kind, so I thank thee.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, it had to have been you. I've never heard anything like this before. So
The acoustics are garbage in this barge, but my ship is an exquisite company. My
Must
voice.
agree, my voice sounds so much better here.
An arteur, I see. An appreciator of the arts. What other questions do you have of me?
Honestly, you know, our friends are kind of getting into the trade business a little bit, so just kind of wondering what kind of stuff you guys moved. Maybe some tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade, you say? Who are these friends of yours?
It's some people we met. You know, along the way, we sell a couple different types of wine. We specialize in specifically blueberry wine. It's delicious. You know.
Hold up. Are you talking about those fish-faced fucks?
Oh no! This was, you know, we met these people in Lambros Forest actually. They said they had the best blueberry. Are you telling me there's someone else who says they have blueberry wine?
What a relief. Ever since those Kuatoa have come to Frogspear, the production of blueberry wine has been quite bothersome.
Well, I mean, I can tell you right now, the friends we have brew and distill the most delicious blueberry wine. So that's very unsettling to know.
I would very much like to taste some of this blueberry wine. Perhaps I could become a competitor with your quality drink.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally jumping ahead, so they're still in Lambros, with the wine, still brewing and making their stuff. We kind of came ahead to see if we could maybe get a good foothold in the market.
You came from Lambros. Such a crazy place. Not many make it out.
You got that right, buddy. We didn't make it far at all. We stepped right in. You know, we found some berries. Like, you know, these taste delicious. And then about that time, some people walked up and they were like, you know, drawing bows on us and stuff. And then, you know, we got to chatting with them, and, you know, they thought they kind of had the landlock of that area right in Lambros, because, you know, no one really goes in, no one makes it out, so they thought they were, you know, they had a bit of a good foothold in that forest. So we got to talking to them, we tried some of their wine, and it was fantastic, and so now we kind of struck a deal with them.
Interesting. You have piqued my curiosity. I would consider this business practice. What is your name, good sir?
My name's Craig.
Craig, 'tis nice to meet you. I am the captain of the Blue Suns, the most glorious and fanciful merchant from here to the Trident.
Yeah, we didn't really know a whole lot about this area. You know, we kind of just came from different parts around the Trident, and, you know, we've kind of run into some trouble with some of these strict rules in the town. You know, we came from areas where we could just drink and have great evenings in the tavern and the bars, and now we got to be all secretive and come to great establishments like this one.
Things are a bit backwards here in Nicanthes. The town used to be such a wonderful place, but things went under. The swords of justice came in and changed the place.
So are you still able to, you know, sell and stuff within the town?
The goods we sell are a essential need, so therefore Nicanthes will do as they please.
I mean, what are some of those goods, though? I mean, we're pretty interested. If you know,
Creatures,
what we're
people, wine, and food. Any of the
Creatures and
above?
What do you mean by creatures and people?
Creatures of all kinds. for tournaments and games, people for servitude, or lots of other things.
I gotcha. Okay. Wow, I
We
mean,
also
yeah, you guys-
transport prisoners from here and there.
Oh man, we've heard of some pretty wicked dudes from Giant's Bones and Chode, and I mean they've made their way across. Have you? I mean, do you ever take them? Do you ever pick them up or anything?
Not that I can say. There has been quite the havoc wreaked on the west side of Morningstar. Just like Frog Spear being taken over by the Kuatoa.
Which one of the Kuatoa is it? Are those the ones with like the little wings?
They are the fish people, ugly and
Ah.
shrewd.
Oh man, I bet they stink, don't they?
They came into my town and they are quite rude.
What'd they do?
They destroyed a district and claimed it as their own and erected a statue.
Man, I bet you'd want a statue in that area too, wouldn't you?
I am not so vain as they. I am but a humble merchant, going about his day.
Let me ask you a question. Why'd you choose blue?
The blue sun is the emblem of my family.
Do you know
Blue's
what
my
else is
favorite
blue?
color, and the sun is quite happy. What else is blue?
Blueberry wine, buddy. That's what's blue. Just think about it.
As I said, if you have your product, I would like to try it. I would love to muscle out the other blueberry wine in Frog Spear.
Yeah, we're right there with you. Yeah, like, we couldn't bring it in. We heard all the strict rules here. We didn't realize we'd never been in that Candies before. We're pretty shocked about all these, you know, this glass dome, basically over the city, of a bunch of pansies.
The drinks are here if you know where to look or have the coin to get you in the books.
So what's your latest drop off, I suppose? I mean, just do a little bit of everything all at the same time, or do you kind of do
Whatever we
specific-
have room for, creatures and more. I recently delivered a manticore.
Oh my gosh, how did you do that?
When the Kuatoa attacked the city, one escaped from the theater. We tracked it down and caged it up, put a bow on top, and brought it here. Hop, hop.
We have got to see that. Oh my god.
It currently resides in the Hall of Justice. They have it caged, for it's an endangered creature.
Well, I have to
Well,
know.
yeah.
I have to know where you learned that freaking beautiful voice you have. That can't just be natural, right?
Self-taught, good sir.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, you sounds like you travel a lot. I bet you've really been able to hone that baby in.
Absolutely.
I bet it would. I mean, it's doing wonders on me. I can't imagine what it does on ladies, right? Right, friend?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it so much.
Man, I have zero voice. There's no way I can match that.
You flatter me, good sir. If you would like, a drink is on me. Do not burden yourself with this groggy mead. Orc, slave, bring me a drink. Something worthy of the company I seek. And the orc sort of goes over to a side table and brings over little chalices, and it appears to be blackberry wine. Drink, drink, the finest vintage. This right here is from the Nicanthes. Can't think of the word. I don't know. What
Royal
wine
family.
cellar, whatever that is.
Oh wow, man, you must know some pretty powerful people to get your hands on that stuff.
Absolutely. I cannot say this was procured legally, but this is the finest vintage you will find in all of Morningstar.
Okay, I want to look at it, you know, smell it, make it look like I know what I'm doing. Twirl
Oh,
it
yeah.
around a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But then I don't want to take a sip, but I want to make it seem like I take a sip.
Sure.
I have already drained it.
Such a thirst on you. You should have savored it. But what can I say? To each our own.
I've never been so used to such a drink.
It's hard to go back once you have tasted its beauty.
I mean, absolutely. The notes in this wine. Oh my gosh. Good job, buddy.
Please do not divulge I have such a bottle. The rest of my compatriots would be rather jealous.
I mean, I can only imagine, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, totally appreciate it. Thanks a lot for giving us
So
a
what
little
brings
taste of
you
it.
here to Nicanthes?
I mean, like, yeah, we're here to just kind of, you know, take a
Sell your
Take a look
blueberry
at-
wine?
yeah, you know, we've got some opportunities here and there, you know, land and sea that maybe we want to pursue. So we feel like this was a good opportunity, and you know, kind of along the way, we got, you know, picked up by one of them beat cops. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, yes. The rats.
Yep. He heard us talking about some of this stuff. You know, that's our mistake. We're pretty new at this, so yeah, we're kind of in some trouble. But you know, we've got a little bit of leeway.
Fear not. Justice is harsh but fair. Nicanthes acts as the world police. I cannot imagine a company as yours could have done anything so terrible.
No. Yeah, this guy who brought us in, his name was Tony. Have you heard of that one?
Tony. Sounds familiar.
He looks fucking ridiculous, right? He's got a couple peg legs, you know, he's missing an eye.
I would remember such a creature. I have not seen him before.
Right, yeah, no, I get it. He's hard to miss, and, you know, it's kind of like one of those, can't think of, cart crashes. Yeah, you know, just a couple horses, mind their business, boom, crash. You can't help but look at them, you know?
Ah, yes. Common phrase, his face is a cart crash. I know it well.
Yeah.
Hard to look away from.
Even harder to not sing about the disaster.
I agree, my lady.
So, I mean, other than, you know, doing your trade and throwing these awesome parties, what else, you know, what else is going on in this town?
I have been summoned here to go before the court and do my civil service. Apparently, I was a witness to what happened in Frogspear. They simply lack the information, so I am here to share what I know.
What did you see? I think we must have passed through there before anything went down.
The Kuatoa came down from the river, and there was a awful spat between them and these wanderers. Not to mention the heroes of Frogspear, the restless knights, were oh so wrongfully murdered at the hands of this band of criminals. I was personal friends with these restless knights, most noblest of heroes. I was sad to see them killed. Frogspear is worse off for it, so I have come to ensure that these bands of miscreants meet the justice they deserve.
I mean, you said you were good friends with those guys. Yeah, we heard some pretty good stuff, about that city, all because of the good deeds they're doing there.
Hob,
How'd
their leader, fought back the Kuatoa and gave Frogspear back to the people. He is a most admirable being, and I hope the earth lies lightly upon him.
So the Kuatoa previously attacked the city and he saved them?
They occupied Frogspear. It is a very rich in goods, nutrients, and other earthly matters. So Hob claimed it for the people and drove back those fish people.
Wow, I mean that's a truly amazing story. Well, I mean, I don't want to take too much more of your time, honestly. I mean,
Not at all. It has been a pleasure.
just came over here because I just wanted to compliment your voice. It's freaking gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, is there anything that we can do for you, or maybe get a word out about some of the stuff you're, sending out around?
If there are any unusual or fanciful items, please send them my way. I can transport anything by day or night, as long as it is across the water.
As long as it's not a Kuatoa, am I right?
Hey, absolutely, my good friend. Kuatoa, the scum of the earth.
Yeah, they sure are. Freaking Kuatoa, scum of the earth. Like, yell it really loud.
They suck so much.
Under his breath, he sort of says, if you ever happen to come across some and would like some extra coin, chop off their head and bring me it, and I will exchange you some gold.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not much of a, killer, but, I'll
I
keep
will
that,
keep that in mind.
keep
I
that in mind.
adorn their skulls in my captain's quarters. I have
Why do you have
quite
such
a few.
Okay, yeah. I mean, one last. Why do you hate them so much? I know you say you're good friends with, I mean, may he rest in peace, Hob. But, was there, before that, was there anything else that maybe?
They affect the trade. It is hard to sail the rivers when they attack your ships. Simple business, nothing personal. But if something affected your way of life, would you not dislike it?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. All right, well, yep, not gonna take any more of your time. Appreciate the party, appreciate the festivities. I think I'm gonna see what this Goose can do next. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, a most formidable opponent. I pay for good talent if you have a champion.
No, I don't. After seeing that last battle, I don't think I know anybody who can take that. You know what I'm saying?
Ha 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 ha.
Man, even your laugh is better than mine. Okay.
If
Alright,
you
what do you say,
ever
buddy?
need me
Get outta here.
again, you can find me on the distant plain.
All right. It's really specific.
Specificity is everything.
All right. Let's get back out of here, buddy. Let's see if we can. My buddy, I'm talking to. Someone,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Farewell, my fair hair maiden. It was a pleasure to meet you.
And in that moment, I run away.
As best you can, right? Because you just drank a lot of wine, too.
I robot run away.
Yep.
Roll me a D4 to see how many people you stumble over on your way back.
3.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna have to come up with a fourth one because you only passed 3 on your way back, but you hit literally
over the
everyone.
goose.
Yeah. Good thing
I
you didn't
fell
roll a
into the
4.
ring.
Yeah, if you would have hit the goose, that would have been problematic. But all right, you're back with the group.
Is Ranger or Easter still there with us?
Yes. Yes.
Before we talk,
Okay.
can you do the interchange with the crow first?
Oh yes, of course.
Oh,
I almost forgot. So the crow kind of comes over to you, Detective Easter, and you notice him out of the corner of your eye. I mean, you noticed the moment he was moving towards you, and it's a rather shady character typically. Like you know these to typically be cut purses and things like that, but he immediately kind of comes over to the table, and he real slyly just kind of lounges and puts a feathered hand down on the table and kind of leans onto the table and gives you a big old nod. And he goes,
Beat it, Buckbeak. Get lost.
Love it when you talk dirty.
oh,
It's time for you to go, Buckbeak. I don't know what my friend over there told you, but
Ranger
that is
friend,
not one
friend, told me interested in
I am
this.
and he kind of brings his
Not-
hand from his head to his.
You like what you see? See?
yeah, he does. He just likes to play hard to get.
If you're looking for love, it's the wrong place.
At the right time. Oh, yeah.
He sort of
Don't back
shrugs,
down now, Crowley.
sort of shrugs,
Don't
and
back down.
says,
I always wanted to be a dragonborn. Born? Ah, well. Your misfortune.
and he sort of turns around and goes back.
He's called a kinku, by the way.
Thank you. I remember calling him Ken, but I couldn't remember why. It's just a shorter.
Ken
yeah.
for the Kenku.
Right.
You know, walk up to Easter and be like, "What was that about?"
Easter missed out on a good night. That's what that was about.
He was like stroking his beak and stuff. I mean, you into that?
He was wanting him to shake his tail feather, but he wouldn't go for it.
Well, it seems like some rats led him over to me.
No, I think you must have went through a breakup recently, didn't you? Yeah, I think that's what it was. You're just not ready. Oh, I get it. Okay, you know, I get it.
You know, I did have a breakup recently. I had met
No
this
one-
very nice
no one-
blacksmith
No one gives a
out
shit.
in the town of Edgewood. Me and this blacksmith had this nice conversation going, and then somebody up and tried to murder him. It was quite the
Murder?
breakup.
Strong word for that
Okay,
situation.
so I get it. You're into beards. You know, his beard was gone and you lost interest. I get it. You know, bearded men.
Mm.
Okay, there's one over there in the corner, actually. He's a little inebriated. I know you don't really like that because you're a cop, but you know that beard was.
He
dope.
probably does like that because he's a cop.
Okay, yeah, you like to take advantage. I get it.
Well, you guys
Easier
can
to
continue
take 'em in,
to drink and make fools of yourself, or you can continue on and we can knock the rest of the witnesses out. They are at the Hall of Justice.
I
That's all you
stand.
think about is knocking them out. That's all you cops think about. We're not here to hurt anybody.
We should go. We should go. Chimney.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the Hall of Justice. I've had enough.
All right.
Right, ready to get out of here.
Sure thing. So you guys depart, going past the swearing fairies. You hear them sort of jibe to you.
Look at that cowardly lot. Bunch of miscreants and misfits all together. Even out of one of them couldn't even step up. Didn't have the cojones to come and swear against us.
And all
The
the fairies
size of
kind of
your
like,
Yeah,
cojones.
yeah.
The size of your cojones. be the smallest in Morningstar to have a voice like that, buddy.
Oh, but they're the most dense cojones you've ever seen.
If that were true, then you'd be sitting on the ground right now, but all I see is you flittering away, alright?
That's just how strong these wings are, baby.
Oh, little princess wings, okay.
You
Yep.
notice I'm floating a little lower than the rest of the fairies? Because I gotta heft these massive balls around.
Oh, also it's these other fairies I need to talk to you about their really light, small balls.
I want to go over to them since I'm inebriated, and say something
not
so
charge
offensive
off.
that it causes the bartender to drop a glass.
Okay. You're saying you want to say something so atrocious that well, I didn't catch all of that. What did you say?
That the bartender drops a glass.
Well, you're gonna have to say it then, or I mean.
Yeah, you're gonna say it.
We're being recorded. Never mind. I lied. I said it in my head and just laughed at myself.
He was gonna call him the P word.
A pansy?
This one's got some liquid courage, I could tell.
Shut up, you pussy pink fingers.
Pink fingers.
'Cause you're pussies.
Oh, so creative. And who do you think you are?
Better than you.
Oh, better than me. We've got a schoolyard insult going on. You look like one of those leaf licker butter boys that I know from the forest.
You look like no one gives a fuck.
Oh, swear words so scary. How about you get a little bit creative, you pointy-eared, full-proportioned dendrophile?
I'm gonna look over to my group and go, I really need to get out of here before I start just wailing with my staff.
Is that the twig you call a staff? That's pretty sad, Rabbit Tooth. Why don't
Am I
you,
gonna get- am I
why
gonna
don't
get in
you
trouble
make
if I
like
get
a
this
tree
right?
and leaf?
We don't know. You can do whatever you want.
I want to smack this guy right in the middle of the forehead. It's like right in between the eyes, so that
Like-
if he
like
grows a bump, he sees it every time.
Like a flick, or like a full open hand smack.
No, with my staff, just like a
Oh, okay.
Like a Rafiki smack on Simba.
Gotcha.
yeah.
The sprite is about the size of like your hand roughly. So yeah.
So you won't kill it.
give me a attack with advantage. So roll your d20, add dexterity modifier because you're trying to hit a rather small target.
16 plus 2, so 18.
I was gonna try and stop that one too, but I don't think I had time.
No.
So yeah, you hit the fairy with your staff, and it it doesn't have a lot behind it because it's so light, but it definitely hits the fairy, and the fairy kind of flies back, and the rest of the fairies go,
Oh, shit! It's
I
a
leave.
fight!
I leave.
Yeah,
I'm making my way
I
to
want to bail out as soon as I did that.
So the fairies begin to, or the pixies begin to swarm you. Like the one on the ground, is shaking its forehead, rubbing its forehead from the knot you gave it, and you see 3 other pixies fly towards you as you're trying to leave. So it's like a swarm of angry bees, except these bees are the size of your hand. So the rest of the party is already ahead of you and leaving, but these fairies are throwing any manner of table peanuts and rocks and pebbles at you and beating on you with their fists and feet. But they're pulling.
I'm gonna go back and try to help Soul.
All right, they're pulling on your hair and stuff. And they're cursing at you in every manner of
Waste of immortality, left-handed caster, bark-sniffing tree hugger!
as they just pull on your hair and punch and try and get at your eyes and scratch you. I'm gonna make a couple.
Yeah. Suck my staff. I mean, what?
Gonna make
I
a
use this
couple
moment?
rolls.
Can I use this moment to have a quick conversation with Ranger Steve?
Sure.
Let's wait till we get back out on the barge.
What I don't want them to. I don't want it.
Why can I not roll the dice here? What is?
Yeah, I guess we can pop out on top, and if nobody's around.
Sure. Does a 15 break your armor class?
Who?
Soul.
And I'll be right back. I'm getting a drink.
Okay. So yeah, they're attacking you, but at the most, the damage is like superficial. It's no worse than cat scratches at this point.
No, it doesn't.
But you're able to kind of like whirl your staff around and get them to at least like stay at a distance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a hold of Soul and then try to just grab her by the arm and pull her quickly towards the edge, and we get out of here. And if fairies are coming, just try to swat them off.
Yeah. Yeah. So the presence of the dragonborn kind of frightens them a little bit, and they sort of say,
Oh shit! It's that iguana wannabe! Let's get out of here!
Iguana bee?
Let's go, Soul. No need to get into trouble here.
Yeah. You hold me back.
But you guys make it out. You kind of climb on the table to exit the thing and climb out onto the deck of the ship and make it away from the bar below. Tug, on the way out, you notice that the barkeep kind of gives you a nod and chuckles at you guys getting in a fight with the sprites.
I just smile back.
I would like to kind of straighten my shirt and fix my hair.
Yes.
I feel like, I guess my other half really comes out whenever I drink.
You are very, disheveled. But you managed to set things right, and you're back to your normal good looks. So, stepping out onto the ship, you look out, you see the city before you. It's still nighttime. The blue electric lightning glow of the city sort of illuminating things. And Cole, the kobold, is on the barge waiting for you, and he just sort of looks up and ready to go.
All right, I'm back.
All right, because you're the only one that can communicate with Cole, so he asked if you're ready to go.
Oh.
Nope. Sorry,
Yeah.
I lost you there for a minute.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, I think we're ready to take off.
Can do.
Did we all make it back up top?
You all made it back up top. You all made it on the barge, Cole's barge, and he sort of takes you right over to the first open little part of the dock. Oh, he's over here. We'll say it's over here. So he kind of drops you guys off on shore. And he says,
The trial's in a few days. Good luck on everything. If you need anything
appreciate it.
else from me, I'll be here. Happy to give you a ride anywhere you need.
All right, thanks. Yeah, if you need anything from us, let us know. We're passing through, I'm sure, a little bit.
Farewell, friends.
all right.
Bye.
Bye.
Where do you guys want to go? So you're back in the market. The atmosphere definitely needs to change. No longer in a tavern here. Let's do town night. Yeah, so, ignore all these people here because I'm not going to remove them. But it's pretty much just the guards on night patrol. But Hall of Justice is not far if you want to head that direction.
Well, you guys talked to everyone else. Do you want to head to the Hall of Justice now?
Yeah, I mean, on the way.
Yeah, I want to go to the Hall of Justice. I need to talk to Blackbeard.
Alright.
Can we pop into the inn to make sure
Yeah.
Joni's doing all right?
You know that the inn's right on your way, so not a problem to do that. But yeah, you guys notice the streets are pretty empty. You're making your way downtown, walking fast, and you're homebound, and
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
but you come across what looks like a farmer, sort of resting against his cart, and he's like kind of coughing like a little uncontrollably, and I need
Delta
you guys to
variant,
make
get out,
need
get
you
out.
guys to make a survival check for me.
Oh God, did you guys bring your masks?
D20 roll, survival check. Survival is your wisdom.
I got a
modifier.
20. All right. Oh yeah. I got like 4 masks on.
I got a 4.
I got an 12. No, an 11. Sorry. I get +3 for survival. Yeah, 11.
19.
Tyrell, what'd you get?
Is Jared here?
A 4 save.
Oh Jesus, where'd you come from?
Jeez, guys, pay attention.
I've been here.
I was gonna say he's
you
been
see
here the
that-
whole time.
Oh gosh, man.
I lost track of you there for a minute, Tyrell. I got caught up with the rest of the members. It's I'm glad you're still with us.
We need to utilize that.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was my missing time was going to be written in that I was passed out at the bar, or I passed out at the excitement of the Pegasus, or I mean the Goose fight.
It's all a blur. I can send you the body copy, the copy paste of the fight if you want.
I'll take a written script.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, you guys are making it past. Oh wait, where was it? The tavern. The city's too big. There it is, right there. I was going the right way. Yeah, so you guys make your way past the hostel, the inn. And yes, lo and behold, you know, last you left him, he was over here, but since then, let's see, take the roof off the place. There we go. So he is upstairs, right there, on the balcony. So yes, when you guys go in, you notice he notices you, and he kind of calls down to you from the upper balcony as he sees you walk in. And you can tell he's a few root beers deep.
Okay. Hey Joni, just want to check in, make sure you're doing all right.
Yeah, just had a few root beers, a bit of a sugar rush.
Okay. You know the best thing for that is to just freaking kip out for the night, man. Take a long rest.
Well, there's lots of these cool bunk beds in here. I'm gonna check one out.
All right. We'll see you in the morning. All right, buddy.
Nighty night. So yeah, he's off to bed.
Okay. Cool.
And then you guys continue your way to the Hall of Justice, passing by the gallows outside of the Hall of Justice. Detective Easter informs you that everything you need to go and visit is on the 2nd floor. So just for the sake of this, these cages are obviously like full, but so you guys can kind of see in a little bit better, we'll lower it to here. So yes, you guys enter through the doors here. I should be able to open these, but there it is. And we'll bring your characters in. All facing the wrong way. But Detective Easter seems very obviously familiar with the place, leads you guys inside, walks you over to the holding cells, one full of creatures and one full of humanoids. But lo and behold, on the left, you notice Tug, the barkeep of the Golden Blueberry, and Baldbeard the Broken inside the cage.
And they're below us? Is that what you said?
They're right in here. They're right. These two.
Just joking.
Wait.
'Cause you said one below.
Wait, what? Tug? The keeper of the blueberry wine?
So yes. So
He was
the
directing his comment to you.
yeah, I was saying Tug. You notice that the barkeep of the Golden Blueberry is here.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were naming him Tug. I was like,
No.
I don't remember naming him after my.
No, you guys
Yeah,
never
no.
asked his name. As far as you know, he is just the barkeep of the Golden Blueberry.
No, you're in jail now, Tug. You are in jail right now.
Wouldn't be the first time. So they're locked up?
They are. So Detective Easter explains that one is in protective custody and the other is in custody for possession of alcohol.
Oh. Well, first I want to walk up to the bar.
Yep, he's
Blue
My
Blue
friend-
Pull Up. It's good to see you. Your familiar face is much appreciated.
Absolutely, my friend. How are you doing other than these circumstances?
Not great. These ass-backward rats seem to think that alcohol is illegal. I was trying to explain to them it's the blood of Blibdoo Pulip, but they weren't having it.
Did I guess they've already confiscated it all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's his bail? Can I turn around and ask somebody what's the bail here?
the guard at the thing says he's a witness. His bail set at 1,000 gold pieces.
Ooh. What happens after he witnessifies?
He'll be tried for his crimes of possession of alcohol. And then set free.
My buddy, have the Kuatoa been treating you right?
Well and truly, I cannot thank you enough. Your endeavor as a god has brought lots of business to me, so I cannot thank you enough. Please, don't worry about me. I'll make it out of here somehow.
Well, I mean, I really don't know what the punishment for alcohol could be.
I know, they mumbled something about blood for blood and then some. Nah, I'm not worried. I got plenty of blood.
Would you? I mean, do you want me? Do you have any money I could get for you? Maybe to post your bail, or
I mean, if you got some spare coin, but I wouldn't ask it of you. I can handle myself. I don't happen to have 1,000 gold pieces on me, but I got some back in Frog Spear.
I mean, I could if you wanted, I could have that delivered, but you have to tell me
That would be phenomenal.
where. Well, you tell me where it's at, and I will have it delivered here.
It's in the safe underneath the barkeep. One of your Kuatoa, I hired him as my employee. He'll know.
Oh, is that Biak? You hired Biak, didn't you?
Yes, Biak is a wonderful employee.
Okay. I will. I'll get that coming this way for you.
That'd be wonderful.
Awesome.
I'd like to, be free to roam the city and establish a little bit of a defense for this tribe.
I don't know what the journey is. How long did it take you to get here?
Not too terribly long. Yeah, I'd say it's about a week's travel.
Ooh. Has he got a week? Can I turn around and ask
The trial is tomorrow
Okay.
in the
Well,
evening.
I don't believe that that's going to be here. I can still have the money delivered if you want it.
Ah,
Deal
don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen for a little possession of alcohol? They drown me in it? I'd like to see him try.
Easter, what is the worst that could happen?
Sorry, Christian. What do I know as typical punishment for possession?
You have your tongue cut out.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, they'll drown you. That's the worst that could happen.
Okay. I'll ask my lawyer when we get
Oh, did you not believe me? Oh.
No. No, I don't. I'll ask my lawyer. All right, friend. What's your name, by the way? I don't think I got it.
Bastion.
Bastion.
Barkeep of the Golden Blueberry. Proud barkeep in that.
No response to that, Josh?
What? He said barkeep of the blueberry, golden blueberry.
You sell blueberry wine?
That we do. The finest. Nothing can match it.
All right, buddy. Well, I need to go talk to old Blackbeard over there. But you stay well.
Oh, the scared fella in the corner?
And
Yeah.
you see him sort of, perk up at someone making note of him.
Yeah. So, old Blackbeard.
He says, I don't want to talk to you. You stay away from me. He says, guard, keep this one away from me. And the guard sort of looks over his shoulder like a little. He's like, "You're safe."
I can understand your hesitation. I'd like to have a conversation with you and apologize for my actions.
You can have your conversation from there.
I'm fine with that. I want you to be comfortable. Don't you worry.
I'm in here to protect myself from you. I'm in protective custody right now. If you make any move, the guards will be on you. They'll be on you. Don't think I forgot what you did. That's why I'm here. I'm here to testify against you.
Yeah, I understand that. I just really wanted to let you know that I feel horrible. I acted out irresponsibly. I don't know why I did it, but I wish there was something I could do to make it up to you.
I accept your apology, but that doesn't keep you from being a menace. You're a menace to society. You're a danger to this Morning Star. And we can't allow you to go free. You have to answer for your crimes.
Yeah. What crimes all have I committed?
There's an entire court case around it. Did they not tell you? I mean, I'm one of the victims. Assault. You assaulted me.
I do regret.
Look at my beard. Do you not? I don't have a beard anymore because of you. And the rest of you, you just stood there and watched your friend burn me.
I'm not even getting into that.
You choose to travel with this creature, this monster. There's nothing you could do to make me truly forgive you. I will stand up against you in court, even if it means you find and kill me after.
Cure wounds wouldn't make hair grow back, would it?
No.
Healing, healing word.
No.
Does anybody?
right now you're just trying a healing word of his soul right now.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question.
Don't you think you would have already seen that on late night infomercials?
Well, I just want you to know that I deeply regret, and if I could, I would take it back, and
I don't believe you.
I believe that you don't believe me. I think you had a very bad first impression, but
The worst. The worst.
yeah, it's understandable. Sometimes we just have to answer for our actions.
And you will. You will answer for it.
Yeah, we all will. We all will in one way answer for our actions.
Is it guards? He's threatening me. Guards.
I just feel bad about mine, and I just wish I could do something to help. But in time, I think you'll see that decisions could have been made that would have helped the situation, but I made the wrong ones, and you know.
You can make your pleas to the court, to the blind jury, but they fall on deaf ears of me.
Is our lawyer around?
He's downstairs, but I mean, you could, go and retrieve him.
No, I mean,
or go and
obviously
talk
I'm
to him.
not getting...
Yeah, but he's down in the library where you guys initially met with him, and just to let you know, like, you'll still have time to sort of prep like things like your opening statement and everything. The next step in the court case is going to be plea bargaining, and then from there, get the cases thrown out that you can, see what goes to trial, and then you guys will be in court essentially if you don't get everything thrown out.
Christian, can I address one of the guards?
Sure.
Guard, can you watch over this group? Don't let them leave. They are not to leave the premise without me around them. I need to go and check on something.
Absolutely,
and I'm going to go back over.
Easter.
I'm going to go over to where records would be at, or open cases.
Yeah. So it's right around the bend here.
Great.
I want to talk to our lawyer.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you are headed downstairs at the moment. But as you get to the doors, the guards sort of step in front, say,
Detective Easter said you can't leave here.
I'm just going downstairs.
Then we'll escort you.
What? Alrighty, let's go.
all right, so they escort you downstairs. We'll catch up with you in a second.
Christian, I'm going to send you what I'm looking for.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you can let me know if I find anything or if there's any information there. But after whatever period of time it would take me to do that, I'm going to go back and rejoin the group.
Okay. The rest of you going downstairs to meet up with Warren White, undead attorney at law?
Let's do it, because I don't even remember fighting this guy. Apparently you hate us.
Well, you did. I turn around and I'm just like, you attacked him viciously.
I want to motion to Blackbeard or No Beard.
Sure. So he sort of sees that you're motioning to him, and he looks up, but he doesn't move over. He says, What?
First of all, I want to apologize for I'm not even going to call him a friend. What he did to you was blasphemous, ridiculous.
It was. Thank you. Why would you travel with him?
You know, I ask myself that every day. But in that specific moment, I'm glad I was there to stop him. And he's been nothing but apologetic ever since.
I did see you try and stop him. I thank you for that. I just I don't know that I can. I
get it.
burned
yeah,
me.
I mean, Yeah, you lost that magnificent beard you had. I mean,
It was my whole identity. I don't even know who I am anymore without it. I didn't have a lot going for me, and the beard was it. And now that it's gone, I have nothing.
I get it. Yeah, I mean those tough dudes out there with axes. I'm sure, seeing a friendly blacksmith with a great beard.
I
you
have
know, they probably dress
no
pretty well.
respect from any of the blacksmiths anymore without my beard.
I mean, well, I hope that he does get some punishment for what he did. This place, as we're learning, is pretty rough. So I hope that the justice is fair, but I want you to get the justice that you deserve as well, for what happened. But I just want you to know, he is. I would call him a friend at times. Sometimes he just kind of loses it. But
He can be sorry, but he still will answer for what he did.
yeah, and I agree with you. I think he should. But
Thank you for your words.
I know he can say he can do whatever he can to help you, but I know he means it, and anything that we can do for you. That town has been under a lot of scrutiny. Hopefully you can see, if you ever make it back to Edgewood, it's going to be a better place. We got rid of the bad people involved, so hopefully maybe you can start up again there. It's something that's comfortable for you, but
I'd
not,
never going back to that place.
oh, I get it. It sucks really bad. What we saw in your shop was pretty great stuff. So hopefully you can continue your trade past the trial, and hopefully you can be.
They wouldn't even accept me as an apprentice here.
Oh, I think we can make that work.
That would be nice.
Yeah, something to think about. We can be fairly persuasive, in the good ways, mind you. But
I only know the one.
So yep. So no, don't be scared or anything in here. I understand you want to do what's best for you inside, but I can promise you he's not going to hurt you, and neither are we.
He can't hurt me while I'm in here. That's for sure.
We'll see you at the trial tomorrow, and hopefully see you afterwards. And yeah, we'll help you as best we can.
All right. Thanks for the apology.
Absolutely.
All right, so you kind of catch up to the group. Go downstairs. Beep 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 boop. You guys see Warren White inside the library, kind of going through books and stuff when you walk in.
Hey, Warren.
Why, yes.
My buddy upstairs locked up for having blueberry wine when he got here. What are they going to do to him?
Well, they'll probably cut out his tongue.
For having blueberry wine?
Absolutely. You can't taste wine without a tongue.
Well, like, is there anything we can do to help him?
You can post his bail and he can skip town, but that's about it. Possession of alcohol is pretty cut and dry kind of case. There is a certain alcoholic content necessary for it to be considered an alcoholic product. If this so-called product was still in the possession, we could test it and see if it meets that requirement. If it comes in below a certain alcohol content, you might be in luck.
Yeah, I don't. Where do they take compensated wine?
Why, up to evidence in the detective's quarters.
But you civilians aren't allowed back there.
Yeah, well, Easter and me don't really see eye to eye, so I don't see him doing me no favors.
Well, you may not be eye to eye with Easter, but it doesn't hurt to have somebody you know on the force. Does Easter have anything he's particularly fond of?
Cigars. Cigars.
Maybe you could sweet talk him a bit. I happen to know a certain cigar vendor in the city has the finest products. I could procure some of these for you, if that seems like a good idea.
Well, what's the price?
On the house! As I said, I am being handsomely paid by a mysterious benefactor to take care of all your needs. I'd say bailing your friend out of jail and keeping his tongue in his mouth is part of my job.
Yeah, that would very highly on my list of to do would be keep his tongue and get him out of jail. Yeah. If we could get moving on that, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Sure thing. Let me type it into my personal note device. I'll have some for you in the morning.
You have.
Have I made
you
my way
have
back down?
Rejoined the group, yes.
Okay.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. We're just talking about you, Detective Easter.
I'm sure it's all great stuff.
Of course, of course. These fine fellows before you were just telling me how you gave them quite the tour of the city.
Yes, and they've hopefully found all the things that they need for their case.
It does sound like you guys got a pretty good idea who's on your side and who's not. But now we gotta prep for what's coming next. Now that we're through the discovery phase, tomorrow begins the plea bargain. Now, I have here the plea bargain that they're gonna probably put before you. Minus or add a few things here and there. But I went ahead and mocked up a fake, not a fake, but a predetermined plea bargain. So they will probably ask you to be inscripted into a rehabilitation program that will eventually put you in the service of the Keepers of Justice as recruits. Any failure to pass an exam or waiver as those pledges, and they're gonna kill your ass. I imagine they probably sentence you to 45 years on the force, and they'd never let you go higher than rank of detective. That's just me with an educated guess at what they might offer you. But I advise you don't take that. Sure, lots of you live different amounts of time, but 45 years on the force, good lord, that's a long time. Especially to be working for those, no disrespect, Detective Easter, rats.
There was so much disrespect in that.
Nah, if you say no respect, no disrespect before, it frees you up to say anything you want after.
Spoken like a true lawyer, buddy.
Does that hold up in court?
We're not in court. Anything holds up. The eyes have it, right? 4 of you, 1 of me, 1 of him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna take that. What do
The
you guys
eyes
think?
have it.
Like I said,
Interesting that you should say the eyes have it.
You never heard that phrase before?
I believe we heard that phrase earlier tonight.
It is a phrase used in voting. I've heard it before. The ayes have it. The nays have it. Come on, detective.
You haven't
I've
visited
never
the
heard it
rat's
before. It's very
nest,
suspicious.
have you, lawyer?
You mean that illegal, scummy little bar that floats around the harbor? Nah. I partake in more fancy establishments.
As the undead do.
Indeed. Detective Easter and I, we have no love for one another, but we both provide a service. One at times that we would sometimes rather not provide for our clientele, but we do it all the same. 'Cause we gotta go through this world living, dead or undead.
Spoken true.
Whose cat is that?
It's part of the background noise.
I know.
There's definitely some rodents around, but be careful reaching down to pet any cats you see. Next thing you know, you could be petting a rat the size of a cat. I don't know if you've seen those things around the city, but they are gnarly.
So, if we're gonna turn down that plea deal, what are we moving forward with?
What y'all need to prepare then is an opening statement. I've got one prepared, but if there's anything you want to say to the blind jury before our proceedings begin, that's the best time to make it.
Well,
Are they physically blind?
The jury themselves are not physically blind, but they are blinded by a blindfold.
what? Okay. Well, what's our opening statement? Start us off here. We'll jump in when we feel comfortable.
I usually start by addressing the creatures and humanoids of the Morningstar and Nicanthes. Then I proceed to explain what the court proceedings will be, how they will unfold, how everything said against you is slander, hearsay, there is no evidence to support it. And then I will say a lot of nice things about you. A lot of things about how you're just misunderstood. About how you never meant for anything to go wrong. You didn't know the laws of Nicanthes. It's not your fault. You simply making your way through life. When you found yourselves in these unfortunate circumstances, all at the behest of some spy from Nicanthes who followed you, infiltrated your group, gained your trust, and then betrayed you. I think that'll sit favorably with the blind jury. They like an underdog. The toughest thing will be convincing Miss High Justice Ginsburg. She's a tough egg to crack, and she has the respect of the people. She'll be on you like a fly on a corpse. Nothing gets past her.
What can you tell us
Well-
about her? How did she get to the position she's in?
She's the most favorable in all of Nicanthes. And she's been High Justice for over 130 years. That old Justice, rest her soul, she is on top of her game just as good as she was when she first started. Personal friends with the Nicanthes family, too. But she's just an overall just and fair being. A good, wholesome person all the way through to the core. But if you didn't know, the High Justice has to physically blind themselves when they take the role. And that takes some serious guts. So she used to be a sword, just like those 3 that you know. The 3 swords that are currently vying for her position. 'Cause while she's old, she doesn't have long for this world. And Nicantes is looking to hire a new scale of justice. And it can only be one of the 3 swords that are gonna fill that place. So she's looking to go out on top and keep that positive persona she's worked so hard to keep. Do you know about the Swords of Justice?
No.
I pray you didn't run into them in the city. Even
Never heard
Detective
of 'em.
Easter knows better than to stay away from those clowns.
Why?
This is business. Walking, talking, judge, jury, and executioner. All rolled up into one. The reason that High Justice can take all these big cases is because her 3 swords of justice take care of most of the problems for her. Right there in the moment. So not a lot of cases make it to court. The swords see it, justify it, and dole out justice as they see fit. So the fact you guys made it to court, you should consider yourselves lucky.
Do they ever?
You're welcome.
But Detective Easter's got a good head on his shoulders if he kept you away from those swords. Dread, that's the first sword. 13-foot tall fire giant clad in black armor, looks like igneous rock. That badass mamma jamma doesn't even take his helmet off. Rumor is, he doesn't even have a head. He barely speaks, and is just the unstoppable force of justice. If there's anybody that follows the law to the letter, it's Dread. For better or for worse, you can count on him to throw the book at you. Then there's Dolores. A human, barely 5 feet tall, kinda scrunchy looking, with steely silver eyes, proudly clad in a form-fitting black slad-hide dress with silver trim necklace. You notice the necklace kinda matches High Justice's necklace. It's like she's already vying for that position. And let me tell you, she does a lot behind the scenes to make sure she's gonna be the next one in command. But those big silver eyes of hers, ooh, they're creepy. They even chill bones as dead as mine. And I'm a white. But she's gunning for that position, and I can't tell you enough how none of the cities of Nicantes want that to happen. Out of all the swords to be a High Justice, Dolores would probably be the worst. But then you got Barristan, 6'2" tall lionkin, paladin clad in white cloth and dull silver armor. His fur a dark gold that can be seen sticking out of the sections where the cloth and armor don't cover. Piercing yellow eyes that seem to be constantly scanning for prey. But he's the most noble of all lionkin, and a favor of the people of Nicantes to be the new High Justice. He's a good egg. Sometimes turns a blind eye or a little light on a sentence. You know, on the kiddos. But he's a little suspect, right? Like nobody can be that nice, especially not a sword. Not a sword of justice. You don't make it to be where you are, being a nice guy. But you can bet Dolores has something planned for Barristan, 'cause he's the favor of the people. But there's a rundown of the swords and Nicantes. You'll know if you come across them. And best you stay out of sight, 'cause they see you commit a crime. I mean, you pray it's not Dolores or Dread, 'cause they'll cut you quick. Sir Barristan, don't get me wrong, he'll talk to you first, but he'll cut you down just as fast. So I say you guys prepare any opening statements you might have. Otherwise, it's time to build your defenses. Proposition any evidence you may have that can defend you. Ask any prodding questions to any of the witnesses that would be more favorable in your position. And we just might make it out on the other side of this. As I said, I think we can get most of these written off. But the one I'm having trouble with is you guys fighting and killing the Restless Knights. You see, they got a real good standing here with the people of Nicantes. Granted, you saying they're not as noble as we think they are. But out here, all we hear is of the noble deeds done by the Restless Knights. Keeping shipping lines open for the merchants to come to and from Frogspear to Nicantes. And that is a very essential goods. So you threaten the Restless Knights and the mercantile between those two cities. That's probably why you're here. So the accounts of assault, accounts of second-degree murder, accounts of first-degree murder, that's what we gotta watch out for. Possession of illegal magical items, which I assume you disposed of. Distribution of illegal drugs and minor, yeah. Do you even care about that kobold? Let's be honest.
I think we got that one figured out.
Alright. Accounts of aiding and abetting known criminals. Well, that one's a bit sticky. We can say you feign ignorance. You didn't know Jasper, Billy Banger, or Coconut were criminals. One account of domestic terrorism. We wrap that up and bundle it with those criminals. They take the fall for you. And then the last sticky situation we find ourselves in is the killing of endangered species. That Kieran and the two owlbears. Ultimately, you guys might make it out of this with just a couple missing limbs. So what do you say? You want to spend all night coming up with a defense?
I mean, yeah. What do you guys say? I think we've got some good evidence.
What evidence do you got? Tell me all about your conversations with your eyewitnesses.
I think we can throw the Jasper thing out the window.
Why's that?
I mean, hey, from the first point, yep, we didn't really know who he was or, you know, his motives or really what he'd done in the past. We didn't know he really had a background.
Sure thing.
You know, we spoke to some sprites. And, I mean, they know
we also did everything we could to stop him, and we're not responsible for anything that he did.
Yeah, that's all hearsay, so I mean that's not gonna hold up.
Ah, but it's not gonna hold up against you either. If he's not here to say, and you're the only ones on trial for it, chances are they'll take the word of you over the man at large.
Something tells me that's not how this governing agency works, but
I don't even know him.
yeah.
I know these hands look dead and clammy, but I will not drop the ball. As I said, my compensation depends on your freedom.
All right, yeah. I mean, we've got a pretty solid case against that, I think. As far as the Restless Knights, again, that's our word versus, you know, what Cantes thinks about that city and those people. We wouldn't have done anything at all if everything was kosher. Obviously, it was not. We're not just a bandit, you know, of a group of.
Why wasn't it kosher? What did you find? Tell me the story.
You know, we sort of identified that they were smuggling people and selling people, and we've recently
People
found out
against
that,
their will?
as far as we could tell, that's what it seemed like. They had people in cages.
Oh, that sounds dastardly to me.
They had wanted or help wanted posts for people who had gone missing.
All right, see, this is what we can work with. Wanted posters or missing posters, and you're saying these people are in their possession? Who are these people? Do you know them?
So one specifically we know is living and may even make an appearance at the trial is the sons.
Ah, very interesting. He is
He'll
a
tell you
well-known
outright.
merchant.
Yeah, he'll tell you outright the stuff he sells. But, you know, we followed them and some of their ships up the river and found, you know, different creatures and people in cages, and you know it looked pretty shady.
So you're saying he's got a side hustle?
I think so, and it makes it way back to Nicantes.
Interesting.
So I think tomorrow he's gonna do everything he can, throw us under the bus and say that we disturbed his trading routes, especially with Tug over here and his Kuatoa. He doesn't like them too much. So he's going to have some sort of defense. And if they trust him and trust the trade, which seems like you guys are pretty dependent on, then it's going to be our word versus the people of Nicantes who believe that the trade is.
Don't forget your old buddy, Detective Perkins. He was a witness to some of those things, too. If I remember correctly, you told me you ran into him in the city. So I bet my bones he'll have some things to say, and definitely some insightful questions for the captain of the Blue Suns. Is there anything you could think he would ask the barkeep of the Golden Blueberry? Something that may be damning evidence against you?
I don't know, Tug. You kind of set that whole jig up.
I can't imagine what he would have against us. I mean, I've made him very wealthy. I'm trying to keep his tongue inside his mouth.
But hey, if his tongue is gone before the trial.
Well, no, that's not.
Well, that depends on the alcohol content, whether or not he keeps his tongue.
I don't think his trial's for a while. Yours is tomorrow, and that's the only one I could tell you is on the docket. So your friend will keep his tongue long enough to gab his lips and tell what he has to say. the court would not be so stupid as to cut out the tongue of a witness. At least I hope not. Sometimes those general population cells can be a bit sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he's gonna be on our side. He's seen nothing but profits and
He's seen nothing but the good of what we've tried to accomplish. We've brought trade and wealth to many people.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it this way. We uncovered some of the wrongdoings of the restless knights in the city, and their retaliation was to erect a giant robot and start destroying the city.
Are you talking about the shield guardian that Hob would use to keep justice?
Yep, so those were unstoppable things that kind of kept peace. But as soon as we uncovered some of the wrongdoings...
What did you uncover?
The things they were doing, the trade sales of, creatures and...
Sure, but you got any tangible evidence? You pilfer anything from their stores? Capture any of their captives? I'm looking for hard evidence here. Something that we can say, look at what we got here. I'll take that as a no. But I understand you got a big inventory. You gotta look through it. So yeah, to recap. Trial starts tomorrow evening. That gives us the morning to go through the proceedings. We'll skip over the whole plea bargain, seeing as nobody's gonna take the service of the justice. Do I understand that correctly? None of you are going to pledge your service to the Keepers of Justice for 45 years? You all willing to take your chances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure nobody wants to work with me?
You're working with us.
What would that do for you? Like, if you start working with us, how's that gonna...
You would work for the city of Nicantes. You would enforce the laws and make sure that a, local corner is kept safe.
No doubt you'd go through a rehabilitation clinic first. And then after, if you even strayed out of line a little, your sentence would be brought down swiftly. Doesn't sound like a way to live, personally.
What would our sentence be?
Your sentence? Like what you're being tried with?
No, like if we were found guilty.
It would be death.
Not slavery?
Nah, the same trial that's being brought against you now would be your punishment. Seeing as you took the servitude as a way to escape it, that would be the quickest way back into its clutches, is to step out of line. Keep in mind, tomorrow I will be vouching for you, which means I share your punishment. I may be undead, but I, for one, still have feelings, and I do not appreciate having my body dismembered. I've taken one too many trips to the artificers, and all these bones are hanging together by a thread. But they fixed me up good. So my life is on the line. I will have your back, and I will be there tomorrow no matter what. There's absolutely nothing that will stand in my way from making sure that you go free. But that doesn't mean you don't have your own defenses that you can come to me with. So before the trial tomorrow, I need you to go home, think of anything that may come to you, and come up with a list of questions that you may have for me to ask the other members that are trying against you, as well as a list of evidence that we could use against them. So I will be up all night coming up with that list myself. But if there's anything else that I may have missed or you failed to tell me, please have that ready tomorrow. The more we know, the more I know, the more I can help.
Yes, it would be embarrassing if you were holding an item that you weren't supposed to have, or perhaps, these magical creatures, if you kept any parts of them like you kept that goose feather, that would be embarrassing to have shown in court.
Why would a goose feather be contraband?
Not the goose feather, but the fact that they seem to have little trophies of things. If perhaps they did kill these magical beasts, the Kirin or the owlbears, it may not bode well if they're holding items of either of those.
I'm still holding the egg.
Detective Easter has a good point. We can use that egg to your defense, but they could definitely try and use it against us.
I mean, Yeah, I need to get take a little swim. So,
There will be time to do that. But yeah, final stuff here as we're wrapping up the session. We got 5 more minutes before 10 o'clock. So, anything else you want to shout out? Get out there, communicate with Warren White, Undead Attorney at Law.
So how is the session wrapping up? Are they spending the night here?
Yeah. So you
would
guys,
Sol and I need to leave.
You guys can spend all night here. The trial isn't until the evening tomorrow, so you can go back and get some sleep. You can stay up all night and use the High Justice's library at your disposal. Granted, most of the witnesses are going to be asleep at this point, but you may still have some time tomorrow to kind of run around real quick and converse with them one last time if you think of something to ask them. But yeah, you'll have enough time tomorrow to kind of get your ducks in a line before the trial begins. But next session tomorrow will be the trial.
well, I need to take a quick either a tub, a bucket of water.
Right outside the Hall of Justice is the canal where you can very much easily connect with your people, your Kruata.
And you're not leaving without an escort.
Well, of course.
As before you go out there, I mean, I'm looking at my notes and I see a few items that we had talked about, and I don't know if I missed, but a few items that we talked about we had on our persons that we needed to discuss hiding or disposing
of. Should I give you a moment then, Tyrell?
Yeah, I didn't say anything. Yeah, I think someone's calling your name.
Of course. I will pretend I didn't hear.
What,
yeah, that's perfect.
I'll close the doors. I'll give them privacy.
Okay.
What do you have, Tyrell? That
I don't know. I have one thing, but
What?
actually, I think you have 2 of them.
What?
I have we have 4 counts of illegal magical items, which I have the Sovereign Glue. There's also Dimensional Shackles, the 9 Lives Stealer, which is the sword, and then the Crystal Ball True Sight.
I gave the crystal ball and the 9 lives to Ayek, and he's supposed to be hiding somewhere. If you want to give me your stuff, I'm about to go get in the water and try to get him to come back and take the egg and
Okay, that's kind of what I figured you were doing. Okay, yeah. Well, I just have the glue that I'm aware of.
what's the glue do again?
It's pretty cool.
It's
I'll
super
open
glue.
the bottle.
So, sorry, you know what it is. You tell.
Or someone tell me.
It's stored in a jar with oil of slipperiness. It has 5 charges, so it's permanent. So I can only do it 5 total times. 1 ounce of the glue can cover a foot square surface, and it takes a minute to set. But once it's done, the bond creates basically a tie together. It's glue, whatever you call that, bond, right? That can only be broken by the application of universal solvent or oil of etherealness or with a wish spell. So there's literally only 3 things that can break it.
Okay. But it wouldn't like hold a creature in place, would it? I mean, it just glues things together, basically.
If you could get past any checks to like glue them down, I guess you probably could.
If anything can be held to that surface for the minute that it takes to set, it is bonded to that whatever it is for the
Ever until someone finds one of those
until a wish spell, the etherealness or universal solvent can be found.
It's bonded to that forever, you said?
Like if you were holding a book and a prankster made you read the book for a minute, that book would then be fused to your hand unless you had access to one of those 3 things.
Yeah. Well, if you want me to take it, I'll take it, and I got some Kuatoa that are supposed to be around here somewhere. So I mean,
yeah, I think it's not worth the risk of holding it. Just. Oh my god.
okay. So yeah. So I'll take it, and then
I don't. I have these notes, but I don't remember the dimensional attack.
did Billy Banger give them to you?
I don't even remember what they are.
I believe Kobe said that Billy Banger died with him.
The dimensional shackles are like binding a creature to a plane of existence. So
Yeah, those are gone. Billy died with those. He only threw the sending stone back to me before he pieced out.
Okay. Strike.
And then the Ring of Falling is on Joni.
Ring of jumping.
No, it's Ring of Falling.
No, I have the Ring of Falling.
you have the ring of Featherfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just the Ring of Falling.
Oh,
It's like his rock of gravity detection. It falls.
gotcha.
Which are those part of the gnome gems? Because that's the only thing I have noted that.
Did you say gnome gems?
This is our guy, right? Yes.
I am indeed your guy.
Okay. Yes.
You don't have any more of those floating around, do you?
Why?
Well, depending on who you got 'em from, that could be used against you.
No, I don't have any.
'Cause your buddy Jaspier happened to steal a bunch of 'em from a museum in Twin Spy City. Now, if you earned 'em fair and square, then that's fine and dandy. But if Jaspier happened to give you some of those missing gnome gems, that is definitely contraband.
Yeah, I definitely don't have mine anymore. I mean, I never had one.
That's good to hear.
I had one, and we joked about it a lot because it was fake.
Yeah, we're not even quite sure they're gnome gems. They were gnome gems.
So he showed them to you?
He showed us some colorful rocks, but
it depends. Is the story we want to paint that he was a bad man?
Oh, he's the worst.
but it's okay for us to also agree to that.
For sure.
Yeah, bad dude.
So then he totally showed them to us. And we're like, we don't think you should have those.
Yeah, we're like, yo, those are some gnome gems. Where did you get those? And he was like, I definitely did not steal them. And we're like, pretty sure he stole them. Then he ran away, and then we tried to save everything, and you know, he just outsmarted us.
Very clever of you not to take them. But just so happen you come upon one, make sure it's disposed of properly.
Yep, no problem.
So
This is where I would wink if I had eyes.
So do I need to? Do I just need to hold my hand out, Tyrell, or what would
Like I said, you don't have to do it right now. If you still don't trust Warren White, undead attorney at law, that's fine. But
if I were to do that, you know, there's gravity effect. Like it could pull your hand down slightly due to the weight. Are you sure you're okay with that?
It's up to you, buddy, if you want to carry it around or not.
I don't actually think I have. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it, but I am struggling to find that note.
I'm pretty sure you gave it to the Emerald Dragon.
Yeah. Wait. What was that voice?
you guys
Did
should
he
take.
just
You
pop his
guys.
head back in here?
You guys should take better notes.
You guys heard a voice of Billy from Beyond the Grave.
No, I know exactly where mine went, but I have no idea where anyone else's went. I think someone else did the same thing that I did, but I don't know who did.
Yours and mine went into an illusion.
I'm the one who needs to take better. Everyone else.
I sold mine for not enough money.
I've changed my system 4 times.
The answer is correct. Not enough money. Yes.
So I think Tyrell's the only one that we not for sure if he's holding it.
I'm almost certain, but I can't remember.
Do you have it written down in your items?
It's a great question, since I've used 4 different systems now and they haven't all been transferred.
I just love how perfectly this court case it shows all of the flaws of like bad note keeping and like justification of actions, and yeah, it's
Just glad that I notoriously never picked anything up, so that's helping me there, but I did not take notes of our actions.
this will just this whole experience will just make you guys take everything a little bit differently from moving on forward through the quests of the city.
Does your
You're gonna
magic
meet the
rope
other
have-
group you're gonna do D&D with, and then we're gonna just be way better than them, because they will also go through
Exactly.
the same
Absolutely.
part.
Absolutely.
Do we need to call it here for the night?
Yes, this is it. We're in the session tonight. If anybody needs to go, you can. If you have anything you need to text me that you did in private or secret or just before the next session, like I said, come with a list of questions that you want Warren White to ask. Obviously, I'm not going to play both sides of this, so you guys are going to go up and ask questions. Warren White will speak up when you don't know the answer to something, or he'll try and save your hide when he's most needed. But I can't voice both characters, and that would just be boring for you guys to hear me talk to myself and me act like a crazy person.
And I will let. No, you should do that. It's just like that clip of Dale Gribble that I sent.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, can I just go ahead or do I need to wait until next session to go swimming?
Like I said, you'll have until the evening to do all that stuff, so we'll save it for next session. But yeah, just come next time with a list of questions, a list of information, notes, bullet points, things that you want to make sure to cover in the trial, things that and a lot of those things you won't know to defend yourself with until they're asked of you or of someone else. But yeah, well, I'm gonna try and have somebody stand in for the judge, and we'll send the video around for the blind jury, quote unquote, to watch, and we'll get a vote list kind of going. But
And I get to speak on their behalf or against them. Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah. It's totally
Okay.
up to Detective Easter as to how he wants to proceed with all this. So
I just do it for different charges.
yeah,
Just up to different sides.
Jared, does when you do your magical rope, does it have any binding capabilities, or is it just a rope that extends 65 foot?
I mean, it doesn't bind itself necessarily. It can at its ends. So if we could, I mean, I don't know what you're needing this for. I'm just saying in theory, we could wrap it around someone, and then I could command it to hold tight at each end to another object.
Can you make a magic rope only for like? Can anyone else command your rope if you gave it permission, or can you make someone a magic rope?
That's actually a good question. I think you just have to. It just has to be commanded by its name, and then you tell it to do what you want it to do.
all right, guys, say goodbye to the stream. Goodbye, stream.
Who's stream?
Bye, stream.
Yeah, who is stream? Yes.